Welcome to ESN, the eSport Network. Sugar Steve Roswick here with J Money Jason Anderson, and we are at Volusia County for the Racing for Grady 150. This is night number one. That's right. This is a two-night event. We will be here tonight and tomorrow night covering this wonderful event. And J Money, we have a lot of drivers racing for a great cause here at Volusia here on ESN. Absolutely. And for those of you guys who aren't aware, the Racing for Grady, this charity race is raising money for Grady Chandler. Grady Chandler was seriously injured and actually ended up being paralyzed from the neck down after a terrible crash in a wingless sprint car race, a USAC sprint car race. And this money is going to be raised to help raise money for that and for him. And it's from the Steve King Foundation, and they raise money every year for different injured drivers. And I think it's a great cause. I think it's a great reason to do this. And as somebody who has strapped into a real car, and for those of you guys at home who have done the same, you know it's nice to have a foundation that is looking out for the drivers, especially at the lower level where they don't have a lot of money or a lot of funds for things like that. So racing for a great cause here at Volusia County. And I tell you what, J Money, we have a lot of entries here. We got some heat races. It's going to be a whole night of racing here at Volusia.
Yeah, no, I can't wait. And what's also awesome is, so in between these races, when we have a little bit of downtime, we actually have the interview from Roger Craig and his help out from the pit. Oh my gosh, I'm messing it up. The Pit Road podcast. Anyway, they actually interviewed him and had a podcast with Grady Chandler, so it's going to be an awesome chance to get that in. And hopefully we got enough downtime to get it. If not, we'll have the link for that video in there, and we'll front load that interview on the intermission reel tomorrow night. So if you don't get a chance to watch tonight, there's going to be a link for you to find it, and of course tomorrow night we'll make sure that gets in there. But hey, we're glad to be here, and I know that you didn't hear me just a second ago when he first brought me on. I know that my mic wasn't picking up, so I said everything that the drivers needed to know to win. I let all of the secrets out, but too bad I was muted. Sucks to be in your shoes.
Yeah, J Money, the dirt track wizard here at ESN. So when he gives his sage wisdom, you don't want him to be muted. You want to get all that info down. And,
you know what's funny? You know what's real funny, real quick here? Every time you say that, like, everyone that has no clue about dirt racing, they're like, wow, you must be really good at dirt racing. Every dirt racer that listens to me is like, this is the dumbest dude they found that they're calling the dirt wizard right now.
Well, I didn't say you were the universe's dirt wizard.
Yeah, I'm our dirt
You're the best we got, J Money.
Yeah, that's bad when we're cherry picking. You're the best thing we got, man. You've been to a dirt track once. Hop on in there.
Oh man. Well, I am looking right now at the speed charts here, and we have a surprisingly tight field. In fact, everybody who has gone on track within 1 second of each other, which means this is going to be some real tight racing. Sometimes here on ESM, we see some of these series between first and last place is maybe a second and a half, 2 seconds or so. The field will spread out. But right here, we have got, it looks to be about 35 cars have taken laps around here, and at this point still within 1 second. In fact, about 0.8 or so between first and last. So I gotta say, man, we are looking close. We're gonna have some real tight heat races here, and these only 3 drivers are gonna transfer from each heat race. And it looks like with the amount of cars we have here, there's gonna be a lot of guys that are gonna end up upset after these heat races.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, what's awesome about these cars, I mean, you remember a few months back when we did the Cedar Lake run with these things, and we watched these guys, like, you can, I mean, it's not like the sprint cars where you can't touch each other. You can actually rub each other a little bit, but at the same time, it's not like a full-on late model. You can't just like run door to door and lean on someone. There's a balance there, and I can't wait to see, and that was when these things were new. They were new to iRacing, and a lot of these guys in Roger Craig's G-Force League here, I know a lot of these guys race these things for real. So, these bad mamma jammas have been on iRacing long enough for everyone to start getting a feel for them, and then you got some real drivers out there that know how these things really work, and we'll see how well that kind of translates to the sim. And I think not only did we have a good race in a few months back at Cedar Lake watching guys wheel these big block modifieds around, I think it's gonna amplify here tonight. I can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait either. And personally speaking, the sprint cars and these dirt modifieds are my two favorite dirt cars in iRacing. They're just so much fun to drive. You get a lot of feedback, but you can really throw it in. Remember, this is a modified. So for those of you who are familiar with the tour modifieds on the asphalt side and how fast those things get around the track, this is the dirt version of that car. So it's built a little different, but at the end of the day, it's still a modified, and these things will haul butt around this track. And look, this is a half-mile track. This is a lot bigger than Cedar Lake, which means these drivers turn a lot more speed, having to put a lot more wheel in this thing. So we're going to see some real tight, high-speed racing here tonight.
No, yeah, this is an awesome track to do it too. I mean, Volusia's the D shape; it's its own identity. That's what's awesome about these dirt tracks is each track. When you say a name for a racetrack like Atlanta, Texas, Charlotte, I mean, they got their own little characteristics, but you're talking about the same style of racing. I mean, these guys, the line's going to be pretty much the same. When you say tracks like Kokomo, Volusia, Eldora, these are whole different races. You could have the same car, the same drivers. The races are going to be different. The strategy is going to be different. The lines are going to be, the battles are going to be different. I mean, it's how individual dirt tracks are is something that, and it's awesome how well it translates over to the sim also. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely a track to be doing it at. So right now we're at about 5 minutes 42 seconds, give or take 5 minutes or so, up until the start of these heat races. So I really want everyone to get a chance to go to the Stephen King Foundation. Make sure you donate a few bucks. Anything helps. This is a really awesome cause. Help it, there to help in times of need. I mean, when you got racers traveling out of state, all over the place, leaving it on the track for the fans and the glory and everything like that, to get hurt, you don't understand, or you might not, some of you understand well, but when you're out of state and that insurance doesn't carry over, there's so much red tape it takes to get help, just to get help. And so the Stephen King Foundation, they step in, they make sure guys get what it takes, and especially they take care of those families and stuff. And without the events throughout the country due to COVID, it's hard for them to fundraise and be able to provide that help. So definitely look them up, the Stephen King Foundation, and help, donate what you got. I mean, dude, I know you got some bucks out there. Don't be stingy.
Yeah, any little bit helps. And even if it's just, giving up a cup of coffee for a day, you go to the old Starbucks or something, spend $4 or $5 on a cup of coffee. Just go ahead and pass that coffee. Give what little bit you can, as much as you can. Any amount is, any help is good help. So definitely want to help this foundation out. We're doing this for a good cause. And I really love that they're doing this because, like you said, Jay Money, for a racer, really any budget, there is a lot of red tape that is involved with running around the country, or even in a couple of states regionally, racing and trying to stay above board. If something happens, it can get real tricky. So good to help these racers out when they need it.
Oh yeah. So let's get some shouts out. Oh my gosh. I haven't even turned the bush light on yet, and I'm already slurring my stuff. Let's give some shout outs here to some viewers. We got one to our Twitch. Yeah, someone found us on Twitch. Twitch is growing. Our Twitch presence is growing. Anyway, we got one live viewer right now. Thanks for coming out. I know we got 20 followers on that new page, but come on out, watch it on that. I don't know if it's better. Watch whatever's better. So we're actually got a big footprint tonight. We're on several pages on Facebook. We're on a couple pages on YouTube. We got Twitch going. You can find us on the iRACING TV app on Amazon and Roku. And we're actually really lucky to be on those tonight because there was a power outage at a server farm and it just started working again. So I'm glad that's finally up and running, along with our dedicated viewers on that. So yeah, if you're watching this on your phone and you're sitting on the couch, you don't have to. Go to iRACING TV, download the app if you got Roku or Amazon Fire TV. Download the iRACING TV app, find the live channel, and you can watch us there. So yeah, totally a lot of avenues to catch all the action tonight for sure.
Well, yeah, and that's the way to do it. You want to watch it on that big screen, sitting on the comfort of your couch in your living room. We are a TV channel after all, so watching it on your phone is kind of doing the quality that we provide a little disservice. But you do have mobility, but sitting on the couch, watching it on the big screen, that's where you want to be. Go grab a snack, get a drink because racing's getting ready to start. Look, we've got just a few minutes left here in practice. Then we're going to do a quick qualifying session. I don't believe, J Money, that anybody gets locked in from the qualifying session. So I think you got to race your way in the old-fashioned way. Doesn't matter how fast you are out right on track. You are not safe. So we'll see how qualifying will set these heat races. And we got a couple heat races to do. They're going to be 8 laps, 3 transfer spots. And with the amount of cars I see here, 3 transfer spots seems like a few too few. So these drivers really going to have to dig to get themselves locked into this main event. Look, it's 2 nights of racing. This is, we'll say this is our Saturday night. Tomorrow night we're racing Sunday night. So the main event tomorrow night. But right now these drivers are just trying to get into the field. And with a lot of stout drivers here, this field, like I said, very, very tight. We have I would say 12 to 15 drivers all running 16.9 laps around this track. So very, very, very close. So it's going to be down to the wire for this 8-lap heats.
Down to the wire, indeed. And I actually dawned on something when we just got to brag about ourselves one more time real quick over our expanded footprint. Not only are we free, which a lot of sports networks, we got you there because just about all of them make you pay obscene amounts for their access. Not only are we free, but you can literally watch us anywhere. You can sit on the couch and when Nader calls, pop out the phone, follow us all the way into the bathroom and watch us there. And then, getting up for another beer run, you got, the tablet, you can pick us up on there. So really you can never miss any action, until our network craps out or the internet or Spectrum rears its ugly head and, turns us off for a second. So yeah, totally get us viewing on everything so you don't miss any of this action here tonight.
Plus, you can't get 2 of the most entertaining broadcasters in the industry anywhere else. I'm talking about Sugar right. Steve. I'm talking about J Money. I'm talking about live here on ESN. And I'm getting real excited about how this race is going to play out. The amount of cars that we've got here are kind of crazy. And I'm just looking at these times, man, and I just can't believe how close everyone is. It's going to be real nuts.
Now, real nuts. Quote of the year.
I was going to say, in terms of track condition, I know how ESN runs our dirt races, but I imagine we're going to have some water trucks coming out onto this track. And I know that we've talked about the different setups here. If for our ESN viewers who watch us and we talk about the Ski Bob Honeydew Pro Dirt Late Model Tour and how that is a fixed setup league in the sense that whatever the track condition gives you, you can't really change that setup to get a feel, get that high line, get that low line. You can't change the gear. You can't change any of that. So with these drivers here running what I believe is an open setup, that's going to change. Or is it a fixed setup? Do you know, J Money?
And I was looking at the I don't know. You'll have to hop down there and ask Craig to double check. I'm sure I had the notes somewhere, but I forget.
Well, with as tight as this field is, maybe it is a fixed setup. But either way, these drivers are going to have to face some variables when they go into these heat races. And then try to race their way in, because these heat races, 8 laps long, that's not a lot of time, J Money. So if you're starting deep in these heat races, you're going to have to really get a feel for this track in the car right out of the gates, because you're not going to have much time. Now we have something here, J Money, that I don't think I've ever seen. We have a tie for the pole right now, and that is Lance Ripka and Dan Blah.
You already messed it up. Not just that, but we have a tie for second. We have a tie for third. We have a tie for fourth. Wow.
We have a lot of ties here. Very tight field. And
Yeah.
holy cow. So that's Lance Ripka and Dan Blah. Well, not anymore, because Bobby Rafferty just cranked out a lap of 16.992. Just a little bit faster, but second and third both are 17.007. And in fact, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 drivers who ran a 17 flat in some respect. So, whew, that's 12 drivers all going the exact same speed, J Money. These heat races are going to be way more difficult than I think any of these drivers imagine.
All right, so I just got the word from the top boss here. This is fixed. We are running fixed setup, so that does kind of bring it in. Yeah, that explains a little bit here, but these guys definitely know what they're doing with these cars. They're getting everything they can out of it. Now, Rafferty just figured out just a little bit more there, and that's what it takes to get the pole in these things, man. He's definitely. I mean, all of these guys are doing an amazing job, and I would say a lot of these 17.2s, 17.3s, I'm thinking that's, a little high on entry, maybe a little tight somewhere. Maybe they didn't hit the exit the way they're needing to. Small mistakes is still in that ballpark. 2/10 off, 3/10 off. That's what we're talking about. That's a minuscule mistake that has separated them 20 positions or so.
J Money, I'm looking down here. Somebody who may have drove it in about 10 feet too deep, or somebody who waited an extra half a second before getting back on the gas, ran 1/10 of a second slower than, say, second position, and they're down in 23rd position. So right. It's basically going to be a crapshoot for where these drivers end up, because it's going to come down to luck. Everybody has the same speed essentially on track. So this is even tighter than the Fast and Fun iROC series, which runs identical cars. This is going to be interesting.
Man, I tell you what, not only that, but listen to how interesting this is. I had pulled out and even taken off the hanger my Sonic Boom shirt. And I was about to put it on. And then this morning, something told me, I got to wear my Jim Morrison t-shirt. So
How embarrassing that would be.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm like, my mind has just exploded. I was like, we almost turned on the camera wearing the exact, and trucker hat. We would have, if I didn't throw this coat on, we would have looked like total nerds. Like total beyond. Dude, we'd had to cancel the show. Been like, sorry, man, we can't do
Sorry,
it. This is too matchy.
Can't you guys change your shirt? No. It's changed.
No,
the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing is done. And there's no going back. We can't fix it.
All right, J Money, we're getting ready for our first heat race here, and it's going to be a 8-lap, 3 drivers transfer. And looking here at the front, it is going to be Brennan Lacey starting up front, the 00. Then Ryan Beagle going to be starting in that second position. Steven Spies is going to be starting in third. Bobby Rafferty will start fourth. Remember, Bobby Rafferty, that fast driver, they inverted 4, so the top 4 inverted here. So Bobby Rafferty, who had that all-out fast lap, will be starting in that 4th position. 5th will be Aiden Young. 6th will be Jack Clevenger in the number 78. Then Roger Craig will start in the 7th position. Then Mike Cranmer, and apparently you, J Money, you are starting shotgun on the field here tonight. You better get digging, buddy, because you're about to roll off.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing it on another monitor from my keyboard, so we'll see how well I can do this here. They would never want me to return.
I don't know. I might run my heat race just to see how things turn out. You know, you never know. Every driver worth his weight in salt always has his helmet and fire suit in the truck anytime he's at the track, just in case. You know, somebody comes flu, they ate a bad hot dog. I don't know, but they need a driver. Boom, I got my stuff. So
that almost reminds me of the golden hour when the camera car got such a good qual lap, like they just ended up entering it into the race instead of using it as a camera car. That would be you. You'd have done good in your heat and be like, man, sorry about the broadcast. I made the A main, so I got to throw my hat in there and see what happens.
Oh, you think I'd make the A main? I was hoping for a B main. Directly to the B, I'd still have to transfer in, but if you think I'd go straight to the A, that's quite the compliment, J Money.
Hey man, I've seen you wheel. You beat me on a dirt track, even with me trying to dump you. So yeah, you got that going for you. Even if I was debilitated and playing standing up without a chair, still, it took skill to beat me even in that.
During that race in which I beat you, you were probably doing your best Randy Marsh impression at Chuck E. Cheese. Like, this is America. I can race a dirt track car.
Oh yeah, I was definitely close. I was definitely a Randy Marsh territory.
Oh man, they are now rolling, getting ready for this first of several heat races here on ESN. It's Saturday night. Crack open your favorite beverage, grab a bag of your favorite chips or pork rinds or whatever it is you want to snack on, and get ready for some good old-fashioned modified dirt track racing here at Volusia County. Brennan Lacey, Ryan Beagle going to bring them down. Steven Speed, Bobby Rafferty, your second row as the I was getting all amped up thinking we were going green, but I forgot they do 2 pace laps here on these short tracks. So I'm going to have to bring it down to a reasonable level before I get myself all cranked up again. But that's Bobby Rafferty going to be in 4th, 5th, Aiden Young, Jack Clevenger, Roger Craig, Mike Cranmer going to be the starting lineup for this heat race. And find your favorite driver and follow him through. That's the fun part about these events with the heat races and the mains and everything. Pick yourself out a driver and see how far he can go. Can he make it into the A main, or will he end up watching it with us? We're not sure, but we're about to see how this goes. Pace truck about to pull off onto pit road. We're about to go racing 8 laps here, and green flag in the air. We're racing at Volusia County, and this field still turning pace laps into turn 1, 2 by 2 by 2 as they go down through turns 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. The 00 of Brennan Lacey going to get out in front a little bit. And through the middle here, that's the 17 of Bobby Rafferty.
Yeah, no, Rafferty doing a real good job mixing it up already. Oh, man, he's getting pinched off in the middle there. They're going to send him back out of it. They know he's the fast guy. You can't let him up front too fast. So he made a daring move, and it just didn't work out. They didn't let him cash that one in.
Well, the thing is, Bobby Rafferty sitting in 4th right now. He was your fast qualifier. There's a chance he may not make it directly to the main as he is battling with the 84 there of Ryan Beagle. As they go down the back straightaway here. Now the 00 of Brennan Lacey and Steven Spees in the 55 have cleared this field. They are in the safe zone right now, but these drivers battling behind them. That is Bobby Rafferty, Ryan Beagle, Aiden Young up in the mix there. Jack Clevenger also up there. These drivers want to get up there to get on that cut line right now. The cut line is that battle right there between Beagle and Rafferty for that 3rd position.
Yeah, no, this is a really gnarly battle back here, and I tell you what, I really thought Bobby Rafferty was going to be able to pick him up even on the bottom, even though the momentum's not down there yet. He's doing a real good job keeping up with these guys, but he just can't get that speed, that qualifying speed he was laying down back there, not back in the traffic.
Well, and it's much harder when you're racing door to door to use all the track you need. But what they can hope for is those drivers up in front, Brennan Lacey and Steven Spees, start racing. Spees has caught the back bumper of the 00 car and trying to put a little pressure on him. If they start racing for the lead, that'll change things up. We're getting close to the end here, so something's going to have to happen right now. Ryan Beagle is in that transfer spot. The 17 of Bobby Rafferty wants it, and he wants it bad. They're going to come through 3 and 4. They will see the white flag in the air one more time around here at Volusia. Oh. And right now they are single file, but Rafferty's going to have to do something to make it happen.
I'll tell you what, Steven here in the 55, he had a wheel up under him, but he backed off. Let's see what happens.
Rafferty to the bottom. He is not going to be able to make it.
Oh, man, you know what? Props for him for not driving through that guy like that. I mean, you got a fast car, you got a guy right there. All you got to do is stay on the throttle, and it's yours. Like you transfer over. But he checked up. He didn't drive through his buddy out there. So that's or maybe it's not his buddy. Maybe he hates that guy's guts. But he's that much of a straight and narrow kind of guy that he wasn't going to drive through another guy.
Well, it's got to be frustrating. Bobby Rafferty, your fast time qualifier, was the pole sitter for this race, will miss out, have to race his way in. So that's going to be Brandon Lacey, Steven Spees, and Ryan Beagle lock their way into the main. Now we're getting ready to roll off the second heat here, and it's a whole new group of drivers, and it's going to be John Hain in the 71 starting in that first position. Then Justin Sick going to be starting in second. Then Joe Halter and Lance Ripka going to be starting in the third and fourth positions, and then Zane Walters going to roll off in the fifth position. I'm sorry. Christopher Schaefer in the number 23 going to roll off in sixth. Then Stephen Maurer in the 888, and then Gary Taylor and I'm in this race. I better jump into the car. Jump into the car because I'm about to miss the. I did miss the drivers' meeting anyway, I guess, but that will be. Field there. 8 cars going to go 8 laps here at Volusia. And, if the first heat race was any indication, J Money, it's going to be very hard for these drivers to passing seems to be hard. These cars are all very close, very, very tight on speed. And you're going to have to really get out in front if you want to be safe, or you're going to have to be aggressive because you saw right there, Bobby Rafferty, he was the fastest in qualifying, but he missed out. He did not transfer in. So, just a little bit of aggression probably going to be needed to really muscle your way by some of these other drivers. And we'll see who is able to make it happen. Now, remember, they did invert the top 4 here. Lance Ripka was very fast. And it's funny, they inverted the top 4, and the 3 cars in front of him all ran within about a half a tenth of a second of him. So it's not like he has slow cars in front of him by any stretch. Lance Ripka, who was second fastest in qualifying, going to have to, tied for second fastest in qualifying, will have some work to do here at Volusia because he is already starting below the cut line.
Oh, yeah, no, a lot of work cut out for him here, and we're about to see it get started here.
Yeah, pace truck going to come down pit road. We're looking for the green flag. There it is, green flag in the air. Heat race number 2 underway, and we're racing here at Volusia down to the bottom. The 71 of John Hine going to lose a little bit of momentum. That's the 5 of Justin Sick going to get out front, and they're 3 wide right behind Hine. And sideways.
Oh, up and over. Oh, up and over. Oh, and into the attenuator.
Into the attenuator. No caution either. They're going to keep digging. Old school style here. Those drivers that got caught back in that, unfortunately, that's just some bad luck for them as we are working lap number 3 now. Justin Sick up front, John Hine in second, Lance Ripka up to third. Those 3 drivers in the transfer positions, and Zane Walters on the outside looking in the 31. He is all over the back bumper of Lance Ripka in the 25, so we'll see if he can work his way by.
I'll tell you what, I got it. I'm feeling it. It's coming. That is a nickname. I'm thinking Slick Sick for Justin Sick in the number 5 machine.
Ooh, I love nicknames. We love nicknames here on the We try to give as many drivers nicknames as possible. And there is no official encyclopedia of nicknames. We just remember them. And yeah. Right now, with Justin Sick out front, and he is looking good in that number 5 car. What?
Joe Halter is back out on track, so he's either towed it, fixed it what he can, and trying to get a finish out of this. It looks like he is going to be looking like 5 laps down here.
Our leader's going to work around him as they work lap number 7. Just a couple more laps to go here. And just a lap or so ago, Zane Walters was trying to get by Lance Ripka for that transfer spot. They banged doors, and Ripka got the better end of the deal. He kept digging, but Walters had to check up and lost a whole bunch of ground. So right now, the top 3 are safe for the transfer. The white flag is in the air. This is the final lap here for this heat race. And up at the front, it is still Slick Justin Sick. John Hine in second in the 71 car. Going to take a look to the bottom. Will not be able to make it work. Your winner going to be Slick Justin, Sig John Hines, second Lance Ripka going to transfer over, then Zane Walters, Christopher Schaefer, Gary Taylor, Steve Maurer, and Joe Halter going to be the results for that one. And tell you what, these drivers not afraid. They heard us say you have to be more aggressive, and I guess they listened because that race is certainly more aggressive.
I'll tell you what, don't listen. We say dumb stuff sometimes. You shouldn't be listening that closely. Like, I think we're, you know what? We're just one step above awesome background party TV. Like, we're just right above that. You shouldn't really be listening to us. We're just here for a good time. If your crew chief is writing down what we're saying, you're going to have a bad time, okay?
Every once in a while we luck into it, but for the most part, you better hold on and buckle up because you're in for a bumpy ride.
Yeah, we're not handing out degrees after this. Don't be worried about it.
All right, so heat race number 3, and it's Luke Rakoski in that 33 car going to start on the pole, then Steven Goldner in the 30 car going to start second, Jeffrey Kemper in the number 181 car going to start in third, then Dan Blau in the number 17. Jesse Isidore going to start in the 515 in that 5th position. Then Cody Castleman in the number 86 going to roll off in 6th. William Richardson going to start in 7th. And John Rayner going to round out your field here. 8 cars, 8 laps. We're doing it yet again, J Money. Now for these drivers who watched the first 2 heat races, going into this heat race, what are they thinking? Have they picked up some notes, trying to figure out what the track looks like, how aggressive they have to be? If you were in this race, what would you be thinking right now?
If I've watched the races up till now, aggression at the beginning of the race is key. That track position you get in the first couple laps when everyone's right there on top of each other, that's go time. The green flag drops, it's pedal to the metal. I'm not going to be making any friends, but I got to make it to the A main. That's going to be my keys at the beginning of this heat race.
That is going to be key as well. You're right. You're here to win races, not make friends. Green flag in the air. Heat race number 3 underway. And again, 2 by 2 by 2. These cars so close on speed as they go through 1 and 2 on the bottom. That's Rakoski on the outside. Goldner as they go down into 3. No one driver getting a big advantage here as they round through this corner. And a little bit of contact back there. That was the 181 of Kemper and Isidore, I think, who got together. That's the 17 of Blau. He is trying to get up there as well, and I hope I'm saying that name correctly.
I hope we're saying any of these names correctly. They don't have simple Southern names like we're used to, like Billy Bob. These guys got real names. Like, we're not used to real names.
Yeah, we're not used to names that have like more than 7 letters. Half the guys who race on the ESN regularly have the last name Ward. So
yeah, we have 10 Wards. Yeah. The Ward clan.
I'm just waiting for Ward to show up. Up at the front, Steven Goldner out front now. To the bottom, 515 of Jesse Isidore trying to get that second spot away from Rakoski. And on the bubble is Isidore, but he has got a mirror full of the 17 car of Dan Blau. And that 17 car, again, very fast in qualifying. Remember, he was tied for second, and right now on the outside looking in that 4th position. So we'll see if the 17 car of Dan Blau can get into that transfer spot. He's got those cars in front of him, but passing him was a whole different story.
That's right. Passing them is the changeup. You can even get up to these guys, and that's something hard to do on a very even car with good drivers already. Getting up to is one thing, but passing is another. But I tell you what, as this track is starting to take on wear, that's when we need to start paying attention. I mean, that's where we're going to see the guys. The car can be even, and if the track is tacky and simple to drive, and at that beginning stage, everyone's going to drive that same line. But now you're getting into the realm where some guys are good driving on the slick, other guys aren't, and that's where it really starts getting racy.
Well, and you've seen it happen here on the ESN network, watching the Ski Bob Honeydew Pro Dirt Late Model Series. So when we wet the track, sometimes it throws some of these drivers off because they're not necessarily like racing in the tacky or want to race in the tacky. So as I was saying that was the wrap up for heat number 3. That will be your race winner going to be Steven Goldner, Luke Rakoski, and Jesse Isidore going to transfer in And Dan Blau, again, we were talking about that. He was tied for second fastest, just like Bobby Rafferty. And he will be on the outside looking in, going to have to race his way into the main. So that's 3 more drivers locked in here tonight. Everybody else, their racing is not quite done yet.
Yep,
heat
they
number
got
4.
Oh.
Sorry. Heat
No,
number 4 getting ready to roll out. You know what, J Money?
I'm sorry. I was making fun of you, and it was only funny to myself. So that means it's really mean, and I'm a bad person. So I'm sorry.
Well, we already know that. That's okay. But I've got some good news for you, J Money. We have got family and friends in this race. Starting on the pole, going to be Kyle Parker. Starting in second, going to be the 500 of Tyler Berry.
Tyler Berry!
Tyler Berry, our ESN friend here. Tyler Berry, who is very competitive on our Pro Dirt Late Model Series and has won half of the races this season and doing pretty well in the classic stock car series on pavement as well. Tyler Berry at home on dirt here. He is going to roll off in second. Kyle Moonen going to start in third in the 24 car, and Trent Verstraeten going to start in the 88 car in fourth. And yes, I did practice that name several times before we went live. Daniel Vaught going to start in fifth. Connor Ross going to start in sixth. Tom Taylor, I believe that's Tim Taylor, the toolman's brother, Tom Taylor, going to start in seventh. And Brad Wright going to round out this 8-car field. And 8 more cars, 8 more laps. J Money, we're getting later in the night. The sun is starting to go down. The track is starting to dry out. Things are getting racy. We're about to go racing here. And this drier track is going to be a good fit for Tyler Berry because he's used to racing on those dry, dusty ESN tracks. Green flag in the air, and we are racing at Volusia. And a great jump off the start there for Kyle Parker. He is going to muscle his way up front. Tyler Berry, though, all over the back bumper. He's got the 24 car of Kyle Moonen wants to get by, and on the outside, it's the 88 of Trent Verstraeten. These drivers really racing hard, and they're going to be 3 wide almost as they come off of turn 4.
Yeah, these guys are already letting it hang out. I tell you what, Tyler Berry's doing a pretty good job running that bottom. Oh, until he got into the wall there. So, yeah, the bottom's going to check up on that one. He's going to lose a lot of positions. Battle up front now. Keep an eye on the flaming Canadian here. Oh, flaming sounds bad. We can't use that anymore. Trent Verstraeten here. He's looking hot. That's what I meant by flaming. Not anything, not any pinky business. So that came out wrong, but he's looking hot, man. We've seen him climb his way up 2 positions already and got his sights on Kyle Parker up here at the front.
Yes, indeed. Trent Verstraeten doing a great job in that 88 car. But Kyle Parker still out front, leading the way. And the big loser there, Tyler Berry, he does not have enough laps, and this field is way too tight. That was a bad luck for him. Just jumped the berm, hit the wall a little bit on the inside, and lost all that momentum. Tyler Berry going to have to race his way in, it looks like. Unless something happens in front of him, he is battling back there at near the tail end of this field. So not the way Tyler Berry wanted to start this here event. But you know what? It is okay because Tyler Berry is doing a great job anyway. That car not terribly damaged, which means the pit crew won't have to work that hard, I guess.
Yeah, Billy Bob will be all right in the pits there, straighten whatever fender he dented back out. But 2 laps to go here. It's looking like Kyle Parker's got this thing licked up, man. Unless he pulls a Tyler Berry. And we can be mean to Tyler because we know him. So long as Kyle Parker doesn't pull a Tyler Berry here on the last lap, he's pretty much got this thing won.
Yeah, white flag in the air just one more time around for Kyle Parker. Trent Verstraeten sitting in second position right now, and Kyle Moonen in third. Those 3 drivers looking fairly safe as they come off of turn number 4. Checkered flag in the air. Kyle Parker going to be the winner of heat race number 4. Trent Verstraeten and Kyle Moonen will transfer to the main. Daniel Vaught and Tyler Berry, your top 5, they were unable to make that transfer spot. They're going to have to keep on racing. Here's the thing, though. It's okay. More racing isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah, at least you're getting your money's worth, I mean, I hate paying an entry fee, going straight to the A main, winning my money back. It's like, what a boring night. Why do I even show up?
Jimmy Johnson, That's such a Jimmy Johnson approach. Just show up, go directly to the A, lead all the laps, lap all the cars.
Yeah, no one wants that. I want to. First of all, I want to wreck the thing in qualifying and make my brother, who I bring to racetracks, fix it. Yeah, and then roll the thing out. I'm still trying to fire it when we're gridding for for my heat, and then lung through my heat, go to every constellation I can, pay a good $1 million in fuel that night, buy a whole nother set of tires because hell, I ran this set out. That's a night of racing.
That's the true racing experience right there. If you're doing it any other way, you're not getting the full racing experience. Also, you really have to be watching your budget because buying just a little bit of fuel can really put you into the red. So any real racer knows that. Now, speaking of real racers, heat race number 5 getting ready to roll off. We're working pace laps right now. Going to go green next time by. Preston Cranmer going to start on the pole in the 07 car. On the outside going to be GJ Boydell in the 14. Then Rob Shaw and Jeffrey Barker going to start in the 3rd and 4th position. Chase Hess going to start in 5th. Steven Bixler going to start in 6th. Steven Fernberg in 7th. And Barry Goldner going to round out this field. We have 2 Stevens in this race. We'll see which Steven comes out on top. It's the race within the race that I just...
Oh, man. How are you?
Pace car on pit road. Green flag in the air. The 07 of Cranmer, Preston Cranmer, gets a great jump there, and he's immediately going to move to that outside line. That line was very strong at the end of that last heat race. He may have seen that as he immediately jumps up to that cushion there in the middle of the track trying to search for a little bit of moisture, but he is going to get out in front of this field right now. It's GJ Boydell in 2nd. I'm sorry, Rob Shaw now in 2nd, GJ Boydell in 3rd in that 14 car. I'm sorry, the 014 car.
Yeah, God, man, would you take an Adderall already? Like, what are you doing in there? No, we're having a good time. We're having a real good time. Battle in the back here. I tell you what, anyone back here's got a chance. I'm looking at Steven Fernberg, Jeffrey Baker, Steven Bixler. All these guys, they're still kind of, no one's really sorted out. And one good throwing it into a turn and that sucker sticks, you can make your way up into the top 4. And then it's just a battle out for that last move. So really, it's going to fall on Chase Hess if he's going to be able to break away from that group first and really take a swing at making that transfer spot.
Well, and, he has got – see, the thing is there's a little bit of ground in between him. He has got a ways to go. But if they start racing up there, that top 3 is very close. If they start racing each other hard, they'll slow down a bit, and all of a sudden he'll be able to reel them in. There's just enough time for that to happen. But the way they're running single file right now, very fast laps as they turn around here. It's not going to be very conducive to him trying to race his way in, especially with a mirror full of that 513 of Jeffrey Barker. And we're going to come around and see 2 laps to go. There's no flag for that. Our flag man just has 2 old piggies in the air as they go by. We'll see.
Well, I'd say if we're talking about Earl, he's got a good, 1 3/4. There was a saw blade incident a few years back, so not a full 2, 1 3/4.
Well, and fun fact, the fingers in the air I think might be for the people in the stands, because I can promise you, as the drivers go whizzing by at 112 miles an hour, they can't see.
Oh, battle heating up here up front.
Oh yeah, we do have a battle up front here. That is Cranmer and Shaw going at it. To the bottom now goes Boydell. We'll see if Boydell can make it back. He cannot. Checkered flag, and that is going to wrap up the 5th heat race. That is Preston Cranmer going to win it. Rob Shaw going to finish in 2nd. GJ Boydell going to finish in that 3rd position. Those drivers going to transfer in then. Chase Hess, Jeffrey Barker, Steven Fernberg, Steven Bixler, and Barry Goldner going to wrap up that heat race. We're going over to the C main, J Money. And there's one thing I know about a C main. It's if you're in it, you're having a rough night. Oh, I'm in it. I'm in the C main. So we're having a rough night.
We are having a rough night. But that's the kind of race that I like, by God. And you know what? Usually when I have a night like that and everything is broken and, my brother and myself aren't on speaking terms and my dad has used every curse word he could imagine and make up, we usually have a flat tire on the trailer on the way home. So that's usually the cherry on top on a good night of racing.
Oh, that's how it works, J Money. That's how it works.
Oh man, I tell you what, yeah.
Well, I tell you what, J Money, I just realized I'm not even wearing my headset. We're dirt racing, and and now that we're at the C main, I'm going to go ahead and crank this bad boy up. We're going to go ahead and plug this in. We're going to fish. This is the
A fish.
We're a fish right here.
Who's ever needed to short the word official? Like, how many Starbucks buying, Han Solo boot wearing blonde girls are you hanging out with that you can't even finish the word official?
Listen, J Money, if you can't appreciate me as a man, then our friendship is not a fish.
All right. Slap me in the face with that word, why don't you?
All right, the C main on the track right now. Tom Taylor going to start at the front of this field. Steven Fernberg going to start second. Mike Cranmer, kin to Preston Cranmer. I'm assuming Preston Cranmer went straight to the A. Mike going to have to work a little harder than that. Mike Cranmer going to start in third. Stephen Marr going to start in fourth. And then William Richardson going to start in fifth. Connor Ross going to roll off in sixth. Seventh going to be Stephen Bixler. Eighth going to be Roger Craig. And ninth, Joe Halter. 10th, John Rayner. And 11th going to be Brad Wright. And going to be 12th, going to be Barry Goldner. And then rounding out this field, going to be your ESN broadcasting elite crew, J Money, Jason Anderson, Sugar Steve Roswick, not on the track, so they're going to be a DNS, but from what I understand, we get points for even being on the board. So that's good. Green flag in the air, and we are racing here at the C main at Volusia County. Tom Taylor with a decent jump off that inside, going to try to get out to the front. And that's Steven Fernberg in the 29 trying to get a good run, but things are getting mixed up in the middle of this field, 3 wide into turn 3.
Yeah, that 3 wide action was definitely involved Steve Maurer, which is now in the wall. Oh, up on the fence even. Had a hell of a ride.
Oh, and then the 36 and 270 get together. That was the 36 of Barry Goldner. The 270 of Brad Wright get together in turn 1. No caution flag. They're going to keep on digging around this track. Very unfortunate for those drivers as they were all trying to get around that Stephen Maurer car if he bounced off the outside wall. And now that they got going, again, this field will be spread out just a little bit. This is a 20-minute. This is not a timed endurance race, Sugar Steve. This is an 8-lap C main. 4 drivers going to transfer over to the B main. And right now, that is Steve Fernberg, Tom Taylor, William Richardson, and Mike Cranmer going to be those drivers looking at the transfer spot. Connor Ross on the outside looking in. And unfortunately, these drivers who are unable to make it above that cut line, this is it for them, bud. They're going to have to load it up on the trailer and watch the rest of this event. So it's always hard to watch and race the C main because, you know, some nights, some drivers going to have their nights disappointed. Only 4 drivers going to be happy until they get to that B main.
Yeah, no, this is hopefully Connor's starting to reel in Mike Cranmer here. So I don't know if Mike Cranmer's got some damage. He's just not liking where the track's at right now. But Connor Ross is getting up on that wheel, man. He's not done yet. We see him closing into that. So apart from the race, we got a race within the race for the transfer spot heating up here with 2 laps to go. We'll see if he's going to throw something wicked in there to make it. This is where the action's going to be at.
That is where the action's going to be out front. It's still Stephen Fernberg, Tom Taylor, and William Richardson. Cranmer sitting in that transfer spot. Connor Ross still trying to catch him. That is the white flag in the air. This is the final lap here. We'll have to keep an eye on the transfer spot, see who is able to make it. I don't know that Connor's going to be able to do it, but off of turn number 4, Stephen Fernberg going to be your winner of the C main. Tom Taylor going to be second. William Richardson in third, and Mike Cranmer going to be fourth. Those 4 drivers going to transfer over to the B main. Unfortunately for Connor Ross, Steve Maurer, Joe Halter, Barry Goldner. Sorry, iRacing just shifted that on me there. Barry Goldner, John Rayner, Stephen Bixler, Brad Wright, and Roger Craig. That is the end of the night for them. That is tough. That is tough, J Money. Within an hour of rolling off for qualifying, you're already loading it up and going home. That's got to be rough. But the good news for them is they get to watch some really great racing here on ESN.
Oh, man, if only a racer's just going to lose a race and then turn on the broadcast. I got some drywall to air out after a race like that.
All right, J Money, we've got 10 laps here. This is the B main, and we know what they say about B mains. It's not the A main. So you don't want to be really in it. Now, this is going to be a little bit longer race, 10 laps, and 9 drivers. That's right, 9 of them going to transfer over to the feature. And that's a lot of drivers. So we'll see who can transfer over. Bobby Rafferty. Remember, Bobby Rafferty was fast time qualifier. He is going to be starting this B main on the pole. Zane Walters going to start in second. Dan Blau going to start in third. Daniel Vaught going to roll off in fourth. Fifth going to be Chase Hess. Sixth going to be Aiden Young. And seventh going to be Christopher Schaefer. Eighth going to be Jeffrey Kemper. And ninth going to be Tyler Berry. ES owns in-race driver there. We'll see what he can do. Jeffrey Barker going to roll off in 10th. Jack Clevenger going to start 11th. 12th going to be Gary Taylor. Then Cody Castleman, Steven Fernberg, Tom Taylor, William Richardson, and Mike Cranmer. That is your 17-car field here for the B main. 9 drivers going to transfer, so a lot of drivers going to be able to transfer over, J Money, almost half of this field, but we already know how hard it is to pass. This track is a little bit dustier, though. They have pulled a lot of moisture out of this track from the heat races, and this should make this race a little bit more interesting, so we'll see what they can do. The pace truck getting ready to pull down pit road. The sun over the crest of the horizon. It is dusk here at Volusia, and we are racing here for the B main. And out front, Bobby Rafferty with a great jump. We'll see if he can stay out in front there. Second going to be Dan Blau, gets out in front in the 17, but on the outside, I believe that's Daniel Vaught. No, that is not. That is big moves here, man. They're making some big moves.
Some money moves on the track right now. It looks like everyone's kind of giving the next guy in front of him the business, getting all up in there.
Up into the wall. We got a crash on the back straightaway. They're piling in.
Oh, man, there's
767. They're still spinning.
Yeah, still going after it.
The 767 of Chase Hess, the 34 of Gary Taylor involved in that. Several drivers got caught up in that crash. And they are still digging back there. I don't know why they're racing so hard back there. In front of the field, the 23 gets turned.
Oh, no.
The 86 going to go piling in. That's Christopher Schaefer gets spun in front of the field. And a big hit by the 86 of Cody Castleman on the front straightaway there. No caution as these leaders going to come around and find that car, that number 767 he is able to get. And we're going to lose a couple of drivers here. Steven Bixler, Stephen Marr, and Connor Ross already out of this race. So we're getting close halfway right now. This is still a pretty short race, 10 laps of B main. So 10 laps. They're working the second half of this race. Bobby Rafferty out front. Dan Blau in second. Tyler Berry up third. Wow, a great jump there by Tyler Berry. Daniel Vaught in fourth. Jeffrey Barker, Jack Clevenger, Cody Castleman, Zane Walters, and William Richardson right now on the bubble. But a big crash in turn 4. That is the number 70 is on his roof.
Oh, my God.
Mike Cranmer going to go for a big ride in turn 4 upside down. And they're going to have to get it figured out quick because the leader's coming off of turn 4.
Oh, he's going to take that high side around. I tell you what, he's still scraping off some of that good dirt. You're going to want a little bit of that cushion that's left over for that main, I'm telling you.
Oh, man. This is like an enduro here. These drivers just on digging, cars spinning out, sitting in the track, and they're just racing. 2 laps to go here for Bobby Rafferty. Remember, Bobby Rafferty, very fast driver. He was up at the top of the charts in practice, sat on the pole for this race, but missed out in his heat race by 1 spot and had to race his way in through this race to try to get in the main. 9 drivers will transfer. White flag in the air just one more time around for Bobby Rafferty in that number 17 car. In second place, going to be Dan Blau, also in a 17 car. Third is going to be the 500 of Tyler Berry. And through turns 3 and 4, one final time off the bottom. Here he comes to the checkered flag. Going to see it. Bobby Rafferty going to win the B main. Dan Blau second. Tyler Berry third. Jack Clevenger going to beat Daniel Vaught back to the line. Clevenger in fourth. Fifth going to be Daniel Vaught. Sixth, Jeffrey Barker, Zane Walters, Aiden Young, and Cody Castleman. Those drivers will transfer. Tom Taylor, Chase Hess, Stephen Fernberg, Gary Taylor, William Richardson, Jeffrey Kemper, Mike Cranmer, Christopher Schaefer, Connor Ross. All those drivers will miss out on the main event. All right, J Money.
All right.
We're going to do a quick 5-minute warm-up.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
this 5-minute warm-up is going to give these drivers a last opportunity to get a feel for the car, get a feel for the track, but also get a feel for the drivers who made this main event.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially if you're one of the guys especially in that first heat race, if you pick up that transfer, it's awesome. You know, you're excited, man. I mean, you're going straight to the main here. We ain't got to worry about it. But at the same time, by the time you go back out, that track's a whole different beast. You know, everything has changed on it. The grooves. I mean, at least we don't have to worry about ruts here on iRacing yet. I mean, I'm sure that's kind of in the works, is getting some good ruts in there. Other than like hopping, you know, doing the 10-foot bounce across the backstretch because you're hopping over ruts. But yeah, so you got to get out there and kind of feel those changes, and that's what these guys are doing right now, really shaking it out. This track, as we're seeing though, this track is getting racy. It's so racy right now. It's huge amounts of racy. You got all kinds of different lines, and we're starting to see who's better kind of sliding through that bottom on the slick, who's better grabbing that grip up top, who's better using the momentum. The fixed setups always turns into who can keep the momentum up enough, because that's the big thing. You got to run perfect laps. Everyone's got the same car, everyone's got the same setup. So if they understand that car, they know the balance, they know when to get on the gas and all that stuff. If someone's dead even with you on how they wheel that thing, it's going to come down to your consistency. How many laps can you do that perfect? And so, you know, that's going to be key here. And that's something, if you haven't been on the track since the beginning of your heat race, you got to get out there now, kind of feel those changes out.
Yeah, and it makes a big difference. You'll see a couple drivers. I'm one of those drivers. I won't go out on track the entire time. You know, 5 minutes, I need to get myself a fresh drink or maybe make a quick pit stop in the restroom. But I'll go out. I'll turn about 2 or 3, 4 or 5 laps just to get a feel for the track and car, make sure my confidence level is there before going out for the main. But you see these drivers right now really taking their time, getting that feel for that track. So could pay dividends once this A main rolls off, because we talked about it all day, from practice to qualifying through the heats, how tight this field really is. Everybody is so close in speed. We had probably 60 drivers, and all of them were within about a second or less than a second of each other. So really makes things interesting. And now that you've shuffled things up through the heat races and who has transferred in, we've got drivers like Bobby Rafferty is one of the drivers I'm thinking of. Bobby Rafferty is going to roll off in 16th position. He was one of the fastest. Dan Blau was tied for second. He is going to start in 17th. And so these drivers, and then Lance Ripka also tied for second. He'll be starting in 12th. So some of the drivers who were the fastest, not necessarily starting at the front of this field. And we've got a big field for this 50-lap main, 24 cars to be exact, were able to transfer their way over to this A main. Starting on the pole, going to be the 00 of Brennan Lacey. And he had a great run in his heat race, transferred right over. He's done a bit less racing than some of these other guys here tonight. He will start on the pole. Slick Justin Sick going to start in second. That 5 car was fast in his heat race. That car's been fast basically since it rolled off the trailer. We'll see if it can be fast in this A main as well. Steven Goldner going to start in third. That 30 car, the blue and white car, looking good and fast here tonight. He'll start third. Kyle Parker going to roll off in fourth. Preston Cranmer, the lucky of the 2 Cranmers, was able to transfer directly into this race, and he'll start in fifth. His kin, not sure if it's his brother, his son, his dad, I don't know, but Mike Cranmer unfortunately ended up not only missing this event, but on his lid, flipping a couple times in turn 4. So Preston Cranmer getting the better of the luck here tonight. We'll see if it transfers to this race. Steven Spee's going to start in 6th. 7th going to be John Hain. Starting in 8th going to be Luke Rakoski in that number 33. Then Trent Verstraeten in the 9th position. Rob Shaw going to start in 10th. 11th going to be Ryan Beagle. Starting in 12th going to be Lance Ripka. 13th, Jesse Isidore. And 14th going to be Kyle Moonen. Starting in 15th, GJ Boydell. And Bobby Rafferty starting in 16th. Keep an eye on Bobby Rafferty. He was very fast. I've been talking about it all night. Dan Blau going to start in 17th. 18th going to be Tyler Berry, ESN's own dirt driver here. See what he could do in this main. And Jack Clevenger going to start in 19th. Daniel Vaught is going to roll off in 20th. 21st going to be Jeffrey Barker. 22nd going to be Zane Walters, Aiden Young, and Cody Castleman are going to round out your field. That is the starting lineup here for this 50-lap A main. These drivers have worked hard to get here, and it all comes to this. Green flag in the air for this A main. We are racing at Volusia, and to the bottom of the track there, Brennan Lacey. We'll see how this shakes this whole field out, man. There's a lot of cars doing some pretty crazy things around here right now.
Yeah, I tell you what, Trent, I think it was Trent. No, it wasn't that. It was, man, I don't know who it was. Someone lost a lot of spots. Someone gets stuck on the outside. I think it was Luke Rest. Luke in the 33 there. And I think he got stuck on the outside and lost a lot of positions there.
Yeah, Luke Rakoski did lose a lot of positions. He started in the 8th position, and now he has dropped back to about the almost the 20th position. So, man, bad start there for Rakoski. In turn, oh, we got a car upside down. That's the 78 car. Tyler Berry's locked up with the 24 caution flag on the track. The 78 of Jack Clevenger sitting upside down in turn 2. Tyler Berry got caught up in that as well. Ooh, J-Money.
Yeah, no, that was well, I mean, they were 3 wide, probably almost 4 wide for a second there. There's kind of 2 wrecks that happened at once.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jack Clevenger definitely with the worst of it there. That's going to be the most damage. As you can see in there, after he went upside down, he got, inverted, whatnot. Got inverted, and then it bounced on the wheels, and you saw him gas it, trying to flip that thing back over. So, real wheel man, it never stops, You don't lose control till the wheels fly off the thing.
Well, I have to say, Grand Theft Auto has spoiled me, because anytime, any game I'm in, if I flip onto my roof, I try steering back and forth to flip it back over, but it never works out. But Jack Clevenger trying to do a little GTA action, get that thing back on its wheels. Unfortunately, he had to tow it. Now, I don't know how bad the damage outright will be. He might be able to rejoin this race, get that fixed, but unfortunately sitting on pit road right now. And lights are still on the pace car, or the pace truck rather, as I think they're going to go off this time around. They were able to get that cleaned up.
Oh my gosh, do you know what would fit perfectly right here? Real quick before we get going. Our koozies. We made koozies for big blocks. It's beer, boobs, and big blocks. It's an ESN koozie. Message us. They're $10. I totally forgot we had the big blocks koozies. So, hey, if you're a koozie fan and you want some gnarly swag, beer, boobs, and big blocks, baby. That's what we got for you.
3 of Sugar Steve's most favorite things. And if you like yourself some beers, boobs, and big blocks, pick up one of those koozies for $10. It'll keep your beverage nice and cold. But in the meantime, green flag back out into the air. Preston Cranmer. Sorry, I don't know why I said Preston Cranmer. That is the 00 of Brennan Lacey with another great jump, but they're 3 wide. Preston Cranmer is 3 wide there with the 5 of Justin Sick and the 30 of Stephen Goldner. Those drivers battling hard back here for that position up front. It looks like Preston Cranmer going to get through the middle, but here comes Goldner on the outside.
Yeah, no, he's doing a real good job up there. He's the fastest up front with that line clear up at the top. I really thought with them slicking off that high line that they just weren't going to have the momentum, but he's keeping up with them. We'll see if he can get up a little higher, maybe grab some of that cush and maybe put it to good use here. I don't know, but the bottom's looking real hot right now. Brendan Lacey doing a real good job separating from the field.
Well, right now the 07, remember I was just talking about Preston Cranmer. He is getting shoved around the track right now. I'm not sure. He was off the pace. Remember, he was up there battling for that second spot, but right now has lost a lot of ground, and these drivers really funneling to get around that 07 car. Not sure if he has damage or is having problems or what is going on in that 07 car, but he was up there battling for the lead just a few laps ago, and right now battling back here for what looks to be about 10th position.
Yeah, I tell you what, someone else getting shoved around here is Rob Shaw, but he's doing a real good job keeping his own out here. He's kind of made his own line a couple laps ago on the outside, kind of forced that thing open, and I don't think anyone was too happy about that. They're just kind of rubbing up on him on here. Little treacherous. Oh, 3 wide, packed down in the bottom.
Oh, up the track. Somebody got the short end of the stick there.
Yeah, who was that? That wasn't, maybe Zane Walters? I think it was. I think it was Zane Walters maybe that got...
Yeah, Zane Walters in the 31 got pushed up over the berm there. Almost hit that wall a ton.
I tell you what, something's happened to Brandon Lacey. While we were watching that action, he's lost the lead. Steven Goldner's just dominating out here, and he's starting to separate from the field on lap 14 out of 50. Caution is out. Oh, my Lanta. What has happened?
Caution flag out again. That looks like maybe Cody Castleman. That's right. Oh, that was the... Oh!
Ooh.
That was Cody Castleman, but it was actually Preston Cranmer in the 07 car who got turned around.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was...
battling. Made contact nose first into that wall, was sitting in the middle of the backstretch, and those drivers had nowhere to go. Big contact between the 07 of Cranmer and Cody Castleman, J Money. I feel bad because I feel like I may have cursed Preston Cranmer. I talked about how he had all the good luck, and it seems to be the universe is saying he doesn't have as much luck as I thought.
Yeah, I mean... You gotta take it easy. I mean, maybe we should start using fake names for everyone, like not actually broadcast a real name. And I'm only saying not because drivers deserve the recognition, but because we curse every driver we start giving props to. The second we talk about them, they fence the thing. I mean, I don't know. We have like voodoo dolls of every driver. We're like, oh, they're doing real good. The next one, oh, this guy's just looking amazing. Next one, I hate it. So maybe just like, I don't know, just hyphen. I don't know, but we got to do something, man. We're hurting too many people out here.
I'm just going to start coming up with random fake names. I'm going to be like, oh, up to the front, that's Newt Goosens in the 30 car. You'll be like, who? Newt Goosens. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh,
that's not even a name.
That's not even, and this is Walmart. He's looking real solid tonight. Walmart? Walmart. That's a place. No.
Well, green flag back into the air while we talk about that. The pace truck on pit road, and Steven Goldner gets a great jump there to the inside and going to slide up to that middle line looking for some of that moisture. He's got Brennan Lacey on the back bumper in that 00 car. Then it's Justin Sick, and the 13 car of Kyle Parker has worked his way up. Kyle Parker started in the 4th position. He is still in the 4th position. I was looking at Rob Shaw. Rob Shaw started 10th, and he is up to 5th.
Oh, yeah, no, he's making some mega gains up here. I tell you what, but back in the dogfight, it's looking like anyone's game can edge their way out and make a dash for the top 5 here. It's just once that hole opens up, you got to take it. I mean, the way these guys are racing this thing, you're only going to have, maybe a second to make that hole shot and maybe even force open some 3-wide action here. But now's the time to do it. We're getting close to that halfway point. You got to be up at the top 5 to be challenging for a lead, unless the top 5 feels like wadding it up. But I think everyone up in the top 5 right now is way too fast, way too consistent for that. As we saw Brandon Lacey just edge his way around Steven Goldner back for that lead here.
Caution flag in the air, and again, Preston Cranmer. See what happened to Preston there going into turn 3. Tyler Berry gets turned, and Preston Cranmer had nowhere to go and just piled in, ended up flipping the thing a couple times. Him and Tyler Berry getting some significant damage out of that incident over there between turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, I tell you what, I really thought, and the 33's got to have some heavy damage too. He took a pretty big hit there.
Yeah, that's Luke Rakoski in the 33 car. Also got piled in with that. And here's the thing, J Money, these are modifieds, which means they have open front wheels. And if you clip those wheels, it's it's real easy to get those things damaged.
No.
It is. I know. Because trust me, I've raced in modifieds. I get my wheels all askew a lot.
I tell you what, I mean, and that's something that, the new race fan, the guy who just stumbled on ESN right now and is checking this out, yeah, these cars are not like anything else. I mean, when it comes to modifieds, that front wheels open up, and you would be surprised how many tie rod ends and spindles these guys are going to have in these trucks, because even between heat races, you're going to bend that thing up, be swapping that thing out. Even pit stops, you're going to be changing out front suspension parts. So, yeah, real finicky, real hard things to keep up and running when you're getting in the fray like that. But man, it's some awesome racing.
Well, the thing is, too, these are dirt cars, and dirt cars you would think would be more durable than, say, a pavement car, but it's actually kind of the opposite because of the weight rules and the way things go. Dirt cars have a way more open rule book, meaning that these guys are running lightweight suspension. So even if the biggest guy on your team trips over his own feet and kind of falls into the tire, you're looking at a tie rod that needs to be replaced. So definitely don't want to damage these cars because they are finicky. And it'll make your night a whole lot more difficult. But lap 25, we're halfway through. We're getting ready to go back green flag racing right now. Green flag in the air, working lap 26. Brennan Lacey gets a great jump to the front. In fact, he puts himself in a nice piece of real estate out front with Stephen Goldner in second. And then third, I believe, is going to be Kyle Parker. But, man, I tell you what, there's a huge battle back here from about 5th, 6th, 7th on back.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I tell you what, these guys are all over the place. Oh, man, still getting dicey up here. I tell you what, this is going to happen every dirt race like this when you're past that halfway point. We are at 24 laps to go. Everyone's done just turning laps. I tell you what, everyone is going to be throwing elbows, and we got a big mess back here.
Oh, big crash over there.
Yeah. That's going to bring the caution back out here. And that might have been the 33 here.
Yeah, that was the 33 of Luke Rakoski, but that was also just like a big, weird kind of pile up there. No one car got a huge amount of damage. That was the 515, the 24. All those cars kind of jumping wheels back there and bouncing off each other, but no huge impacts. I'm not sure how that'll affect these drivers, but not a lot of huge damage between those drivers, but you could see they were jumping wheels and bumping fenders, so they should be okay. But back up at the front, it's still Brennan Lacey. Stephen Goldner sitting in second. Justin Sick, Slick Justin Sick. Slick Sick, as we've been calling him since about 30 minutes ago, is sitting in third. Kyle Parker in fourth. Ryan Beagle in fifth. John Hine is in 6th, 7th, Rob Shaw 8th, Trent Verstraeten 9th, Steven Spies in 10th, Bobby Rafferty, who is up from his 16th starting spot. So Bobby Rafferty slowly working his way through this field, and 6 spots there. Looks like he is the biggest mover so far in this race. Going to do another pace lap here at Volusia County. Light should come off the pace car right now, or the pace truck. I don't know why I keep saying pace car. It's clearly a truck. I can see that it's a truck. I'm just so indoctrinated to say pace car. They've had pace trucks around for only about 25 years. I don't know why I haven't caught up. But lights are off on the pace truck. And we're getting ready to go back racing here on lap 32. It is Brennan Lacey, Steve Goldner, Kyle Parker, Justin Sick, and Ryan Beagle up front. We'll see who can do what as we get closer and closer to the end of this race. The track conditions are what they are. These drivers have worked so hard to get just to this A main. Everybody wants to win it. We'll see who does. Green flag in the air. We're racing yet again here, A main, and working lap 32 as they go down into turn number 1. Brennan Lacey gets himself out to a nice early lead. And I got to say, J Money, every single time these drivers go through turns 1 and 2, you realize how bumpy it is down there. You can see these drivers really jumping over those bumps as they go through 1 and 2.
Yeah, and iRacing does a real good job of making those come out. The more slicked off you get that track, so the more wear into it, the more prominent that hole, that bump really gets on these dirt tracks. So I mean that's a pretty good realistic factor. Especially I know of here in Volusia, turn 3, you got a big kind of drop off. It's like that foot. It's about like half a foot worth of you'll drop into that turn, and they do a real good job of scanning that and getting that into the track data here. But it makes the battle that much better when you see, oh, man.
That's the 30 of Steven Goldner.
He's going to gather it back up. We're going to stay green, but that is a huge loss for Goldner. And Ryan Beagle's going to slip up into that second spot. Slick Justin Sick in third still. Man, real good moves out here, but Brandon Lacey's going to hold the lead, and now he doesn't have Goldner on his back bumper anymore. Everyone else had to check up, and so he's got 15 laps to go. He sees the glory in front of him, the shining city of Wintersville, and he's digging to get there.
I tell you, from second to 12th in one lap is not easy pill to swallow. Oh, we got another car around in turn 3. I'm not sure who that was. Caution flag is out.
We got one car in the attenuator. 2 cars in the attenuator. This is a day of attenuators. Attenuators? Retenuator?
Attenuation.
The middle thing, right?
Yeah.
It's been so long since we've had them rear their ugly head, and I've totally missed out on all my retention laters action.
Well, that is the attenuator, and you saw G.J. Boydell in hard there, and that's the 18 car of Daniel Vaught, the 2 of those drivers. There was another driver who got caught up in that, but I'm not 100% who that was. It was G.J. Boydell who got spun around and then got hit hard in the door by the red and black number. I'm not sure who that was. There was a red and black car, hit him hard in the door, but kept going.
Oh my God! Everyone was hitting G.J. Boydell. I mean, it's like that scene on Airplane where they're like shaking the girl and slapping her, and then the next guy in line walks up, and like everyone's just going through, taking their turns. Oh man, pure pandemonium, awesomeness! This is dirt track racing. This is action nonstop right here.
So 2 drivers, unfortunately, out of this race already. That's Jack Clevenger in the 78 car, was involved in that early accident. He is retired from this event. And then Dan Blau in the 17 car, who was so fast in practice and qualifying. Unfortunately, he is also out of the race from an earlier incident as well. Everyone else, though, still out on track, including Tyler Berry in the 500, who has gotten involved in a couple of crashes so far. He is 1 lap down, but trying to work his way back onto the lead lap. Now, Brennan Lacey going to restart in first. Then it's going to be Ryan Beagle, Justin Sick, Kyle Parker, John Hine, your top 5, Rob Shaw, Trent Verstraeten, Bobby Rafferty up to the 8th position. So he is up 8 spots from a 16th starting spot. We'll see if he can keep moving forward as the pace truck pulls down pit road. And green flag in the air. We are racing again here at Volusia. And Brennan Lacey's really good at these restarts. He is able to get himself nicely out of the gate and out front. The rest of this field, though, man, they are making me nervous.
Yeah, no, they Mama told them bring back the trophy or the steering wheel, and they're doing every bit for it here. I mean, you got every name. Everyone's under a towel, under a blanket right now. What was it? How did I forget the oldest saying in racing? Bunch of cars underneath.
Oh, our leader goes around. That is the number. Oh, big crash coming off of 4. Our leader 00. That is Brennan. Oh, man, that is a tough break there. Brennan gets turned around. Brennan Lacey gets turned around. That was the 84 car of
Ryan Beagle.
Ryan Beagle got
he
into
had just
hard.
made it all the way up the track. Man, what? I don't know. I'm not sure what that. What, man? He sent it in there way too deep. He had to know
that wasn't going to work.
Yeah. I don't know what. I mean, a throttle hang or something? I don't know. That was.
Well, Ryan Beagle will get penalized for that maneuver. He is going to get sent to the end of the longest line. for that miscommunication there in turns 3 and 4. And our leader, Brendan Lacey, with a destroyed race car right now, and another driver who got a piece of that. Remember, Brendan Lacey got hit as he was spinning around. That was the 71 of John Hine who hit him at full speed with the brunt of that right front tire. So the 71 car has got to have some sort of damage because he hit him a ton. So those two cars, it looked like more cars got involved, but really it was just those two cars that took serious damage there. Everybody else was just trying to go 3 and 4 wide to avoid it. But that is bad news for Brendan Lacey, who led basically every lap of this event.
Yeah, dude, I mean, admin's got a lot of work to do. I mean, I don't know if that was a shot, if that was a retaliate, or if that was just a Hail Mary slider in there. I mean, I think it was a little early for that, but man, what a mess. But hey, when you're racing this thing, Slick Justin Sick is in the Catsburg seat now.
Yeah, and the pace truck getting ready to go off. We're getting ready to go green flag racing. There it is, green flag in the air, and just a few more laps to go here. We're getting down to the nitty-gritty in this 50-lap main, and that is going to be on the outside. That's Kyle Parker in the 0-13 trying to get a run down into turn 3. Slick Justin Sick goes to the bottom in that black and green number 5. We'll see who can get out front off the top side, going to get that momentum. But they're battling 2, 3, 4 wide behind them. The rest of this field very, very close as they come down the back straightaway. Very close this midfield. And Kyle Parker going to get that lead. Kyle Parker now out front. Justin Sick second. Rob Shaw is going to be third. Stephen Goldner back up to fourth. Remember, Goldner almost got spun out and fell a bunch of positions, has worked his way back up to third. The 88 of Trent Verstraeten working there. These drivers trying to get some good runs here. The laps are clicking down, though. Just 2 more laps to go in this A main. So Slick Justin Sick trying to reel in Kyle Parker as they come off of the corner. White flag going to be in the air one more time around for these drivers. And that will be the A main in the books right now. But as they go through turns 1 and 2, very close. Kyle Parker still out front. Justin Sick in second. Rob Shaw third. As they go down into turns 3 and 4. One more time. And across the line, it's Kyle Parker going to win here at Volusia. Justin Sick will finish in second. Rob Shaw third. Stephen Goldner will finish fourth. John Hine nurses that 71 car to a 5th place finish. Trent Verstraeten finishes in 6th. Jesse Isidore, Zane Walters, Bobby Rafferty in 9th, and 10th going to be Aiden Young. And J-Money, that was a pretty tough race there. These drivers having to avoid a lot of variables to be able to be successful in this race.
Yeah, no, I mean, that was everything you could think of right there. I mean, that was some crazy stuff. But yeah, let's start pulling these guys up. Let's see if we can find our race winner in here. He should be in here, Kyle. There we go. Hopefully he's done either congratulating with his friends, or we can take him back up here. Oh my god, I'm gonna have to daisy chain him all the way up to the front.
Yeah, he was down there deep at the bottom.
Watch, he's gonna click out as soon as I oh, there we go. All right, there we go.
Kyle Parker, you got me, bud?
Yes, sir.
Kyle Parker, you made a last run there to the front. You made it work, man, because up to that point, Brendan Lacey had led a good portion of it. But I don't know what happened down there in 4. Somebody miscommunication, slide job gone wrong. I don't know. But you were the big winner, Kyle, because you were able to get this car to the front and win the A main.
Oh, yeah. I mean, those last like 20 laps, I knew I was quicker, and I just had to find a way around them. I tried flirting with the bottom there a little bit in 3 and 4, and it was just nothing, no momentum off. And so I worked to the high side. I was just waiting. I was waiting for them to make a mistake, and unfortunately, Brendan Lacey, him and Beagle got tangled up a little bit. So you don't like to see that, but I got a present with gifted the the lead and the win, all that. But it's unfortunate for those guys, but it was fun. 50 laps, man. I haven't ran 50 laps in a while. That was awesome.
That was awesome. And how are the track conditions for you? It started to look like the track was getting a little dried out there. Do you like that kind of dusty racing, or do you want the track to be tacky?
Actually, when you're running the fixed setup, I mean, no matter what, fixed setup, open setup, you want the track to be a little bit slicker, because then that shows, not the real racers, but the guys that have a little bit of experience with the slickness,
Yeah.
tackiness, anybody can run on it, So you like to see the track a little bit slicker. That way, you can just put on a show like we just did. And but that I've never raced at Volusia where 1 and 2 had a little bit of that little bumpiness. I've never that I had to do a little slider line. I couldn't get through that.
Yeah, we were talking about how as the track slicked off, those bumps were really, really getting pronounced, and you could really see you guys really hopping over those bumps in 1 and 2. So clearly, it made it a little bit more difficult for you, Kyle.
We
Now,
lost a lot of momentum.
yeah, it looked like you lost a lot of momentum, and you were able to make it work though, Kyle, with a great run here. The racing for Grady 150, or at least the night one, you won this A main. Kyle, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Oh yeah, I got to first and all, man. I got to thank Spartan Racing. I'm actually one of the co-founders of Spartan Racing. Me and Nick Vickery started this team a couple months ago, or about 6 months ago now. And we've always been big on charity events, and we finally got this title sponsor, and it's always great for the title sponsor, the team, to finish on top. So that's awesome. I got to thank those guys enough, because we put a lot of time in this week. And I got to thank my fiance, as always, for letting me do this every night, practice, get better. And Kingsley Heating and Cooling, Apollo Paint Designs, Turn 5 Media, and then you guys, and G-Force. And big shout out to Grady, man. Hopefully you liked what you saw, and it's going to continue for the next 9 o'clock and tomorrow, man. This is all for you.
That's right. Thank you so much, Kyle. Love to hear those words. Congratulations on this win, and good luck with the rest of this event. Clearly, you are one of the guys to beat, so hopefully we'll talk to you again soon, Kyle.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a good night.
Thank you. That's Kyle Parker, your winner of the A main here this first race. And I'm going to get our second place finisher, Justin Sick, up here. Slick Justin Sick, how's it going? Sugar Steve up here in the booth.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, man. You looking good here tonight in that 5 car. You came up just a little bit short, but I've been talking all night about how tight this field is, and it had to be hard work to not only make it to the A, but also finish in second.
It was, when we qualified, the times were so close. I've never seen, that close at times, as we were, and the track was good. Once it slicked off, I feel like it got a little better. I seemed to stay on the bottom. I tried the top a couple times, but like Kyle was saying, there was a nice little rhythm section in there, and every time I'd go up, I'd hit the bumps, and it would just slow me down. And so I was just like, you know what, deal with the bottom, stay in the slick, do what you got to do. And it worked out. Unfortunately, those guys got into one another, and Kyle and I got up there. So I mean, it was a good time, man.
Yeah, it's good to be a little lucky sometimes. It's good to be fast. It's also good to be lucky. You were both luckily here tonight. You were fast and lucky. Get that second position, and that's got to give you some a little bit of confidence moving forward with the rest of this event. I don't know how many other races you plan on racing here tonight, but it's got to be good coming home in second.
Good. I'm not sure if we're allowed to run the second race or not. I know that we're locked into tomorrow night's race. I mean, if we were allowed, I'd probably run it just because. But I mean, I really enjoy this track. I like running with G-Force, and I think our first trip here, actually, with the actual modified season, I didn't really do too good. So this is a good makeup for it.
That is a good makeup, and it's also good to be locked into tomorrow's night's race. That's a little less worry you have to deal with tomorrow. So, Justin, why don't you give some shout outs here on ESN for that nice second place finish?
And the Firm Motorsports, that's the team I'm on. Those guys are great over there. Apex Auto Glass and Tinting, Highside Racewear, 21 Designs, Mason's Transport, Justin Sick iRacing Photos on Facebook. We got G-Force. You guys put on a great show. I really enjoy running with y'all, and my girlfriend for letting me do this every night and listening to me yell at everybody. And it's all fun, But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to tomorrow night.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Justin Sick. Slick Justin Sick. That's your new nickname. We gave it to you.
I like it.
Go ahead and put that in your pocket. You can use it. That's courtesy of ESN and Sugar Steve and J Money up here in the booth. Have yourself a good night. We'll see you tomorrow night. Good luck in the event.
Thanks, fellas.
Thank you. That's Justin Sick, your second place finisher. And I'm going to get third place Rob Shaw up here. Rob Shaw, you got me?
I got you.
Sugar Steve up here in the booth, man. You started fairly deep in this field. You started in 10th. Were able to wheel your way up into third. How was it for that driver, the 519 car? A lot of crashes. It looks like you had to really muscle your way through that middle part of the field to get up to the front.
Oh, you said it right. Muscling my way through the middle of that field, right up the middle to the front. But I couldn't have done it without my old man spotting for me.
Oh, that's awesome. So we got a little father-son action here. So you were able to get to the front. You got that spotter. Now, we're not sure how many real-life spotters some of these drivers have, but that's got to be a huge benefit over the standard iRacing spotter.
Yeah, you can never take the iRacing spotter's word for it. I learned that the hard way.
Well, I think that you might, I don't know, I don't have the notes in front of me here, Rob, but looks like you might be locked into tomorrow night's show. If that's true, is that a good feeling knowing that you don't have to so much worry about having to race your way in?
Oh yeah, for sure. Seeing some of the names up on the board tonight, I would have been happy with a top 8 finish just to squeeze my way into the night. But I'm happy that I don't have to come back and run until tomorrow night.
That's a great feeling to have. You can crack open your favorite beverage, have yourself a hot dog, watch the racing and enjoy it instead of worrying about transferring in. That's got to be a good feeling, Rob. Now, my question is, do you have any shout outs you want to give here on ESN? Awesome third place finish.
I'd like to give a shout out to my dad and my brother. They're building me a mini stock this off season, so I can't wait to hit that on the real track and put what I learned from this to the real test and see how much I've actually improved.
Oh, that's awesome. Good luck this season, Rob. Mini stock racing.
Yes, sir. And another big shout out to SSR Supreme Sim Racing. Those guys on this sim platform really make me better on a nightly basis.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rob. Good job here tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow night for the second night of competition here. This Racing for Grady 150. Thank you for your time, Rob, and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you. Hope I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and it's an honor to take part in this great cause.
Thank you so much, Rob. That is Rob Shaw, your third place finisher, looking good. Now, here's the thing, J Money. Some of these drivers have locked their way in to tomorrow's race. That is going to be good. It sounds to me like the top 10, top 8 or so possibly locked in for tomorrow's race. So that is an interesting thing. Now, here's the thing. We've got another race going to be right here on ESN at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. That's in about 30 or so minutes. We have a wonderful I don't know, J Money, why don't you explain a little bit what it is? It's a little bit of a movie here for our fans to watch, kind of get them up to speed.
Well, I messed up. I thought we were going to have a lot more dead space than what we were. So we got some paid programming for you. It's all of our sponsors. It's all the cool stuff. They're going to give a shout out. And they're going to show just kind of a quick rundown of what keeps the Roku, the Fire TV, this whole network up and running. But we are going to have the Grady interview link on the Facebook page. So find any of the iRACING TV pages, and I'll make sure that link to the interview with Grady's on there, so you get a chance to watch that later on. But yeah, we'll be back just right in a little bit. I'm going to go for a beer run real quick, and then we'll be right back here at 9, ready to go. Yeah, however many minutes that is. And we'll be back for another round of racing. I mean, how awesome is this? What a great night. It's definitely Saturday night out here on ESN. So, we'll catch you on the flip side. We'll be right back. I don't know. You sign us off.
Well, I was going to say, go grab your favorite beverage, get a snack, go ahead and take a bathroom break now, because we have got another block of excellent racing like you just saw coming up at 9 o'clock. So take a quick little intermission here. But at 9 o'clock, we have got some more excellent racing here at Volusia County, going to be right here. So we're going to take a quick break for about 30. Come back at 9 o'clock, and we will see you then. I'm Sugar Steve. That's J Money. We'll see you in 30.
or maybe in a minute. I don't know. Oh man, how much fun we're having.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's see what I'm in.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washouican Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.
You're not a dish. You're a man. Most name brand bars and body washes you rub on your skin are classified by the FDA as synthetic detergent. It's not even real soap. Stop marinating your man meat in unholy ingredients that are harmful to your well-being, body, and sperm count. Start treating your body to the natural, nourishing, lathery goodness of Dr. Squatch soap. Get ready to step out of the shower feeling alive.
That smells really good.
Smells like my guy's cologne.
Okay.
It smells really good, yeah. Really
good?
sexy. Oh, that smells really good.
I would use it, but like if a guy smelled like that too, I'd be like, ugh.
If my man was wearing this, I would be all over him.
It's natural. It's kind of like being in a forest.
I would use this on myself.
Way better than like the regular store-bought soap.
I'm talking about natural, nourishing, cold-pressed, hand-cut soap for men.
Let's give Ireland the soap it deserves. Introducing Dr. Squatch's Irish Cream and Whiskey Soap. Smooth and natural, like dropping a shot of whiskey and cream into a stout beer. Sláinte. You'll smell like a crisp, clean Irish morning with scents of whiskey and maca. With ingredients like potato water, reishi mushroom, milk thistle, Irish moss and stout beer. You'll feel like you're out celebrating with your lads at the pub.
Don't put crap in your car. Get rid of 80 to 90% of friction by using TBT green oil additive.
Introducing GeForce TV. GeForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GeForce TV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washouican Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GeForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GeForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from rivals in GeForce TV racing leagues. GeForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GeForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GeForce TV.
What's up, everybody? This is episode 23 of the Pitside Podcast. I'm here, as always, with my good buddy Roger Craig. This week, we've got a really incredible, amazing interview with none other than Grady Chandler. You guys might know that we're doing a charity event in his honor here in the next couple of weeks. So he actually agreed to come on and do an interview with us, which we were really humbled to have him here. So if you stay tuned, we're going to get started here in just a second.
Welcome to the Pitside Podcast, where we discuss the latest news and developments in the GeForce Racing League, as well as other racing news inside and out of iRacing. Now here's your hosts, the A-Lit Outlaw, Preston Cranmer, and Roger the Bassman Craig.
Yeah, so we're back. We'll get started here with the interview in just a minute, but I think going into this, we didn't necessarily know how it was going to go, right? How what we could talk about with Grady, and amazingly, he was an open book. He just kind of talked to us about whatever questions we had, and had told us beforehand, don't hesitate to ask him anything. And,
bring it on.
Yeah. Yeah, he really stepped up, and like he told us, he's stepping out of his comfort zone, and we definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, we should point out that it's the first time he's actually done an interview, so we're very privileged. But I had talked to his mom, just about I didn't know how this would work, and interview them, and they said nope, Grady wants to do this on his own, and I think he's it's a big step for Grady. One of many big steps he's made, and just nothing short of total inspiration. It's just I can't say enough. But before we go to the interview, I just want to make sure everyone. So we're doing this charity, the Racing for Grady 150, February 27th, 28th. You do not have to race to donate. So if you'd like to help out, you don't have to be a driver. This is one of the best causes we've ever done for sure. And just go to gforcerl.com, and all the instructions are there, how to donate and how to sign up for the race if you want to. But the most important part is, how to donate it. It's through GoFundMe, and we're working through the Steve King Foundation. So 100%. 100% of everything goes to Grady. So, and the other thing we would really ask everybody to do is, after you've watched this interview, please share it out. Share it everywhere you can. Anything we can do for this great young man. He's totally inspiring, and can't say enough. I've really been humbled today just to chat with him, and yeah, that's anything to add, Preston, before we go to the interview?
Let's go talk to Grady now.
Yeah, what a great guy. Well, hello everybody, and we're really excited this week. We got an awesome guest on, Grady Chandler, and we've been going through a few hoops here. I've had all sorts of technical problems on my end, and I'm ended up on my iPhone, so hopefully that's working okay. But as long as you can see Grady and Preston, I guess nobody really cares about me. But welcome to the show, Grady. We're really, really happy to have you on, bud.
Hey, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate that.
So I know I was having technical 10 or 15 minutes, and these guys have probably covered all sorts of stuff and have all sorts of great material. Do you want to take this off, Preston, or I was going to go to your career, like from when you were a young guy, because I saw a bunch of pictures. I mean, you've been racing since you were like, I don't know, 1, 2?
Close. I started racing at 5 years old. My dad had raced through the 90s and in the 2000s he had a street stock and he had a sprint car his last few years. Just a hobby racer, was a guy that would load up on Friday and then decide, if I don't go race this week, I don't have to do anything to the car and I can just go to the lake. So then it'd set in the trailer week and he'd go to the lake. But obviously, I took that to a different level the second I got involved in it, and been doing it a while. This has definitely been the only time in my life I've ever been separated from the sport. So this is definitely a different outlook on things and a little bit of a struggle.
So what did, like, the history of your career, what did you start with? And I know you got to midgets, but also saw a picture of you, I think, standing on the top of a sprint car. So tell us a little bit about, how you got to the whole midget thing and that. Or it wasn't midgets, I'm sorry. Yeah, midgets and the wingless sprint and the wing sprint.
Yeah, I've got you. In Oklahoma, micro racing is huge. I mean, it's definitely next to sprint car. It's probably bigger than the sprint car scene, honestly. I mean, there's a ton of people and a ton of talent has come through there too. So I started out in a junior sprint at 5 years old, which is pretty much now. I mean, heck, they're $30,000 race cars, but back in my day, I sound like an old man. Pretty much glorified go-karts with shocks, bigger than a quarter midget, but nothing special, mostly go-kart rear ends, Briggs and Stratton engines. Ran those for 3 years till I was 8. Actually won the Chili Bowl in 2000, not Chili Bowl, won the shootout in the winter of 2009. And
Wow.
that a man by the name of Darren Rustin, through his work, he was selling trucks at the time, and Darren had a daughter named Kinsey, and she had a Bandolero car, which is, I guess, I don't know how to describe it, a mini NASCAR for kids, I guess would be the best way to describe it. We went down to started racing Texas Motor Speedway at 9 on the quarter mile and the 5th mile, and some road racing too, and really enjoyed that. Managed to win the Winter Series down there, and started micro racing in 2010, also with Darren, and ran with Darren up till the end of 2012 in the restricted class. And then in 2013 was actually when Chris Bell had left the team in 2012 to go drive for Ferkel. Rick, that's the first time he ever drove a sprint car, and he goes and drives for Rick Ferkel. I mean, who does that? But he went up there, and I actually got the opportunity to drive his vacated Outlaw car. So at the time, I was 12 years old. I think I was in 5th or 6th grade. And we won the first night out in Chris's car, which was really special looking back on it. Had some success through 13 and 14 in that car. Me and the owner who took over from Darren Rustin by the name of Mark Lowe, we parted ways at the end of 14, and me and Dad I was running the family car through 15 in the micros, which was our non-wing stock car, but heck, we'd show up in micro racing, you can run 3 classes a night in the same car. You just, put wings on, put wings off. It ain't like a sprint car where everything, taking a wing sprint car and pulling wings off, you're probably not going to be very good, but in a micro, somehow you can get away with it. And we had a lot of success with our own. I think we won 3 out of the first 5 races out of that year, and I got hooked up with a gentleman by the name of Tommy Gray and Brandon Oldham, and I was driving, Brandon and Tommy's micros, and the first time I got to drive a midget was for a gentleman named Richard Harvey at Oklahoma City. And Richard had built Stinger chassis out of California for, 10, 15 years. And he had come home, and his son wasn't available to drive the car that night. And the only way I ended up in his shop was because me and my old man had gotten in a fight the night before so bad about me complaining about a seat not fitting right, that it was going to be a punishment. We were not racing, and pulled the seat out, and let's go get this welded up, and yada. And then next thing you know, we're pushing a midget in the trailer and going to the racetrack. What was I? I'd have been 13 in 2014. So we went out, and the first night ran 8th, and I was like, oh, heck, this is pretty cool. I got to drive midget. That's awesome. And we followed that up with my first podium the second night out, and went on to win the next year my first midget race in Richard's car at 14 years old. And that's something I really, really hold special in my heart, because it was just us and him. And there's an interesting story to that. We get in that one another time. But, then I started driving for a gentleman by the name of Eric Fenton out of Tulsa in 16, because Richard and I, we were both footing the bill, and neither of us had enough money to do it, but you were scraping to get by. And I started driving Eric's cars in 16. He had some very, very nice equipment on the POWRi West side, and from the outside it seemed like a really, really good deal. But for us both, we spent 2.5 years at it, and it just never really materialized. I don't know if it was something I was doing wrong or who to blame, and there's no one to blame now, and there wasn't no one to blame at the time. But we spent 2.5 years together. We did manage to win the championship. Podium, I think it was 10, 11 times, and we only won one race. And I think looking back on it now, and I'm sure he'll feel the same way about it, it was, where was the missing piece of that puzzle? Why didn't we have success? Was it me? And I did a lot of soul searching after that. We had parted ways midway through 2018, and I was without a ride for a summer, and I went with Tucker Klasmeyer to Indiana and kind of found myself in Keith's shop taking body panels off. And then I was pushing a broom, and then I was mounting a tire. And then by the end of the week, heck, I was taking steering boxes out and running maintenance on cars. So kind of fell into a job there. And Keith and Pete, man, they treated me like gold. And I don't know that they necessarily taught me what to do, but I learned that I was pretty stupid because when you're raised your whole life and you don't really know anything else as far as, setups, you only know what you've been told. And then you get there and you start looking and, maybe sticking a tape measure some places you shouldn't necessarily be sticking it, and realizing, man, I'm really not that smart. Like I'm kind of stupid, maybe this is way different than what I've ever done. What's the problem? And those guys taught me a ton, man, and ended up at the end of that summer getting hooked up with a gentleman by the name of Dave Moss, actually from Oklahoma City as well, so it was perfect down the road. Dave Moss and Blaine Long, and I should have won the first night out in their midget, and we blew up. I mean, I started like 18th, was leading the race, blew up, and Dave decided he wanted to go sprint car racing, and we managed to win our 7th night out against NCRA at 81 Speedway, which had, Don Drow, Zach Chappell. He was a former ASCS national champion. Danny Jennings, plenty of Sooner titles, plenty of State Fair Speedway titles, and I was really proud of that. And then less than a month later, I was driving Kevin Barksdale's non-wing sprint car at a USAC Oklahoma race, and that's where I got hurt.
So, do you remember that accident at all, or?
Unfortunately, I remember all of it. It took me I remember it happening, and then obviously in the hospital, I remember being, pretty confused of why I was there. But now, I can piece everything together and know exactly what happened. So, yeah, I remember all of it.
Now, we talked earlier about you were comfortable talking about post accident and what you've been through.
I can't. Like I said, I'd show up naked at Walmart at this point.
No, we don't want you to do that.
That either.
So it's been a tough go, but you've overcome some major obstacles right off the bat. Like my understanding is they didn't ever think you'd even breathe on your own.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to not only survive the impact of it, but with where my injury was, there was a chance of, not being able to breathe on my own. Which, if that would have happened, I wouldn't have survived it due to the fact of, just in someone with that severe of a neck injury, when they can't breathe on their own, if they don't have someone there that can intubate them and open up their airway within, 5-10 minutes, you're going to suffocate. And my breathing got very, very, very restricted, but I managed to at least wheeze my way by, and that, that saved my life.
That's awesome, and I think my understanding is too that they didn't think you'd have any like arm movement or anything, and from what I've seen, you're doing a remarkable job. And I know it's a long road, but totally impressed with even setting up this session here. That you're managing to do. I know your mom had said something about you can do voice commands with the phone, which is cool. But you're actually getting some motor control there, and controlling the camera.
Back and working, not full function, but they're there. And really, the only time I do voice control is if I'm laying down and have my arms tucked up under me on the phone. Like I said, I could hunt and peck with the back of my pinky. But, where I'm hurt at, when the surgeon comes out and tells your parents that, you're never going to breathe on your own and you're paralyzed from the neck down, there's not a lot to really work there with, I can only, it was hard from a first person perspective going through all that. And I'm sure it was harder for them than it was me at the same time.
So I know you moved to Atlanta for a while, and then I think COVID shut that facility down. Is that what happened there?
Have you ever been to Atlanta?
I've been
Anyone?
through Atlanta on my way to Florida. That's it.
Best use for Atlanta you can do is driving through it. That is the my life. And I wholeheartedly mean that. I would rather get dropped off in East St. Louis than Atlanta. Got there, and at the time, man, when they shipped me off from Oklahoma to Atlanta for the, quote unquote rehab facility, I still only weighed, 85 pounds, which was half my body weight. I weighed 160 pounds sopping wet as a healthy person. I'd lost half my weight sitting in the hospital that long, and I was still so sick, and, had to have another surgery when I got there, and nearly got put back on the vent and pretty much started back from square one. So
wow.
I can't necessarily blame the people as much as a victim of my own circumstances. But still, that place, it's always going to stay in a memory of me. I'm never stopping in Atlanta again. I'm
Okay.
sure.
So moving on from there. So now you're in Miami, and it sounds like things are a lot better there.
Absolutely. One, if you're going to be screwed up and have to go through this, you might as well have something to look at. And there's plenty to look at here. So that's a plus side. We've actually become very, very good friends with a gentleman by the name of Daryl Gwynn. He got hurt in an NCRA top field dragster in 1990, and he's a huge donor, and he has his own foundation through the Miami Project. And believe it or not, full circle, even when he was healthy, he was still raising money for the Miami Project to cure paralysis. And then, the guy that was raising the money, sure enough, ends up in the spot where he needs some of it back.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Through him, we got through the door and currently enrolled in study there, and seeing where it takes us.
So that's awesome. So things are progressing well now where you are, and you're getting the therapy you need.
Yeah, every day, I think it's just my mentality. You lay in bed at night thinking, am I doing enough? And that's a question I've always had in my head. I think most hardworking people will agree. Lazy people don't worry about if they're being lazy. Only hardworking people worry if they're doing enough. And I can honestly say me and my family are doing enough, and we wouldn't be able to do it without support from you guys and, the generosity of the racing community. You guys rallied around me like, I don't know how to describe it, and I can't explain it. I'll be forever grateful for that. And regardless of my outcome or however this ends up, I can promise you there will be something good that comes out of this, whether it be a foundation or somehow that I could use, some of the support I've had and continue growing to help someone else maybe get a chance to come down to Miami and attend some therapy for a few months or something, because I've met tons and tons and tons of young people just like me that are going through the same injury, and it's just their family. They don't have the support.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be able to do this without the support.
No,
So
the racing community is amazing, and I know Preston and I were talking. We were watching the Chili Bowl, and all the people with the "Do It for Grady" masks. So I think they sold out, and they ran out of masks at the Chili Bowl, from what I saw.
So I've been told, man. And seeing that, it brightens up your day. Knowing people care, and even with all the support, though, I'll tell you, you feel like a grain of sand blowing through the universe. But then you have to know that the other people that don't have that probably feel like the atom in the sand. So in some way, like I said, regardless of my outcome, I have to use this for good and give back to other people that are in need.
Well, that's you're truly inspiring to talk to, buddy, and I think you're heading on down an unbelievable path here of just doing maybe more, in the situation now than you could have done in the past, because you're inspiring me just listening to you. So good on you, buddy. I know it's not easy. I can't even imagine. But full credit, man. You got the right attitude, and that's awesome. I got a couple of things I wanted to mention. I haven't even let Preston talk, but I will. But this guy named Brendan Lacey is in our league, in our iRacing league, and I don't know if you know that name. So he's from Oklahoma. We have afternoon races now, and it's usually just the old guys. But Brendan's a young guy, and he showed up in there, and he made the comment. He was really appreciative of what we're doing, because he knows all sorts of people that have as your mom calls, circled the wagons and helping you out. And he wanted to make sure that he gave you a big shout out. Is a real big deal for not only him, but for a lot of us. Another one you might know that's in our league is Kenny Coolsh. I don't know if you know that name, but the Kelch. Just there I go. Yeah, Kelch. So we got straightened out by his son last week. So him and his son both race in our league, but Kenny plays the bugle at the Chili Bowl and the Tulsa Shootout. So I don't know if you.
Forever.
What was that? Sorry.
Racing micros, and he's got his dyno service now with the injection and all that.
Yeah, so they're in our league. So there's a lot of guys in the league that have a connection with you somehow. I noticed on your Facebook page, you're friends with Dylan Westbrook, who is one of my younger heroes. And I don't know if you know Dylan or it's just through Facebook, but he's a cool dude.
Personally met Dylan, I want to say probably 2 to 3 times running with the few shows I got to run with ASCS through the last year before I got hurt. More so acquaintances, just rolling down the road. I can't really tell you that I knew him, but I know he's been chasing the ASCS still for a while now, and he's won quite a few races, and he's doing really good.
Yeah, he's been doing great, and just a great kid, great family that he comes from. But no, that's all cool. And when I came back into this after all my technical problems, it almost sounded. I got to call you out, buddy. It almost sounded like you were trashing iRacing. You're on an R Factor thing or something. So I don't know. I kind of came in the tail end, but maybe you can take over, Preston, and explain what's going on here.
Well, by no means would I bash iRacing in any way, and like I said, it's a big old glass of nostalgia for me, being an 11-year-old kid and literally doing nothing but racing on R Factor all day, every day after school. And me and Jason McDougal we'd run a league race on whatever Wednesday night it would be, and then we would stay up late enough. Of course, we both got to go to school in the morning, and we'd stay up late enough to run the Australian League. By the time that got done, you had enough time to get in the shower and then, run off to school and, grade whatever I was in. But, big old glass of nostalgia. And I never really got to get involved in the iRacing scene as much as I would have liked, just for the fact that I had the absolute bottom of the barrel internet service at my house. Actually, a week before I got hurt, Cox ran a line through our neighborhood, and I splurged out and I said, I want Gigablast. I want the fast. I've put up with this for 10 years. I want the best internet I can have. And I got to enjoy it for like 4 days, so.
My question always is your greatest memory. What was your greatest moment that you remember as a highlight?
As far as greatest moments, they probably wouldn't even be in a race car as far as, most fun, just hanging out with buddies or doing something like that. But as far as great moments in a race car, I would have to say I won the C on Saturday at the Chili Bowl on TV. And that was 2019. And I'd come off a real rough year in 2018. I'd lost my ride about a quarter of the way through the year. I went and worked with Keith. I didn't have anything going. Had just hooked up with David Moss and Blaine Long and was kind of dabbling in some sprint car stuff. But, I'd been at the racetrack, I want to say, 75 times that year. And I only got to race like 10 or 12 shows because I didn't have anything going. I was just working and learning. So to bounce back from that and I was driving for Dean Alexander and Randy Timms at the Chili Bowl. And those guys, I think it was more the don't crack under pressure, because I had to hear them both all week talk about, oh, this is your one chance. This is your one chance. Don't blow it, both of them. And, and I was the whole time I'm like, I got this. You ain't got to tell me that. And well, you keep hearing over, over and over. You're like, okay, why would you want to? We're on the same team here. Why are you trying to psych me out? What's the deal? But won the C from 5th and was up into a transfer spot, and I got hooked up with Dylan Welch, and then had to go to the back, and then came back up through the field, was in a transfer spot, and then like 3rd from 9th all piled up on the cushion and crashed. So, the guys that were rolling around the bottom in 11th ended up getting in the show, and all of us had to go home. But that's probably, as far as in the car, the most proud moment.
Well, I would say so. That's that and getting in Chris Bell's car and running it as good as he did. That's another one to be pretty proud of too, boy. That's amazing.
I'm not going to say I consistently do it as well as he did, but first night out, that felt pretty good.
Just stick with that one then, buddy. That's the one to do. You thought that Terry Landis had run with Grady in R Factor?
Everyone hated me. At that time, you had the group of teenagers, and then you had the grown guys, and you had the really old guys. And then
what you're saying.
Then you had me on there at, like 12 years old with a squeaky voice, and, sometimes in the way, sometimes maybe taking too much when I shouldn't have. And, I hate to say it, but I grew up a lot on there of just getting the crap talked down to you. At 12 years old, having to hang out. You gotta wise up and grow up quick to be able to hang out with them. So it did me some good, though. I'm glad it happened.
I'm sure the same thing happened, like you said. It rubs off on you, and it helps you mature. I think when you're running with with a more mature crowd, I guess you would say at the time.
Yeah.
So
and I'll hate to tell you, going back to the sim racing deal, I absolutely hated Chase Briscoe for like years over R Factor, because one time I had a pop-up pull up on my computer, and like I crashed him or something at Angel Park, the start of the race. Like I can still see it. Like that's how this remembers. And I remember him writing something all smart. Of course, at the time he was a kid, and I always thought he disliked me because of that, and I always disliked him. And then 2019 Chili Bowl, it was like I want to say it was me, him, Chris, or somebody, and we're just sitting there talking. I was like, "So you there's no beef, because like I've been holding a grudge since I was 11 over you getting back on the internet one time." And he's like, "No, come on, I don't even remember that, But as an 11-year-old kid, that stuff stuck with me. I was like, "Oh, screw that guy," Always hated.
So we got the races we're doing, the racing for Grady 150. So it's basically sportsmen, like the dirt modifieds. Have you ever had anything to do with them at all?
Yeah, the closest thing to that in Oklahoma would be those absolutely dreadful MIDI modifieds they have at the shootout. All due respect to them, but they put off the worst sound of any race car ever. Can't stand them. But no, I never got to drive anything on dirt with fenders on it.
So will you be watching when we on the Sunday night when we do the big race?
I will tune in. I've been really, at a crossroads. This is probably the first time I've talked to anyone outside my, immediate circle in nearly a year. I've been at crossroads where it's, screw it, if I can't be a part of it, I'm not going to get left out and not be around it. But then, you find yourself thinking about it and wanting to be a part of it still. And it's, this is definitely getting out of my comfort zone, and I'm glad I'm doing it. So I will be tuning in, and I can't thank you guys enough for, choosing to support me with the race. And I mean, that's awesome. Like I said, the generosity of people like you guys in the race community, Without it, I couldn't be here. And once again, I promise, regardless of my outcome, to do something with that support for the better.
That's incredibly mature words and inspiring words coming from you. I can't say enough about that. And something that's been unmentioned in this interview is the Steve King Foundation. I mean, we were working through the Steve King Foundation, and I can't say enough about them. And I'm not sure how much you work with them or you're tied in with them, but I know they do tremendous work for a lot of injured race car drivers, dirt drivers specifically.
Yeah, absolutely. And I believe they contacted my parents, I want to say within the first 7 days, and helped us out. At that time, really the first, 3-4 months of this, it was in limbo whether if I was going to make it or not, due to the fact of, all the complications I had while in the hospital. I came in with a broke neck, and somehow they managed to, do some other stuff. It's like paying somebody to put a roof on your house, and you get home and all the plumbing's in the yard. I don't know how that happened, but it did. But no, they were one of the first people to reach out with us, and I'm, forever grateful for that.
Yeah, they've been nothing but a class organization. We've worked with them in the past, and really that was the first time I know, just going through the Steve King Foundation, that I became aware of you. And so yeah, they certainly have a great role that they play, and we want to make sure we give them a shout out here too as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just being a part of the racing community. Even when someone else was going through stuff at the racetrack, I remember carrying helmets at the last channel I got to run for Don Swoop when he was, going through his battle with cancer. And I guarantee it, I made at least, 5-6 helmets full. It just kept going back and going back and going back. And, regardless of rivals or not, everyone, when someone was in need in the racing community, everyone pitched in, including me and my family. And that's something that has came back to us in, a million different ways. And not that we ever wanted it to come back or, we're asking for it. That's just how the racing community works. We're all families today, regardless if it's, racing on a computer or a sprint car or, Red Bull Air Race. It's all the same stuff, and we're all going to help each other.
Yep. Can't close this out any better. And talking about, going out of your comfort zone, we should point out this was originally going to be a phone interview. And so I appreciate you're really stepping out of your comfort zone here, buddy. And it's just you're amazing. And let me tell you, buddy, you're inspiring, and can't say enough about that. So
SN, the eSport Network. Sugar Steve Roswick here with J Money Jason Anderson, and it's the second half of the first night, the Racing for Grady 150 here at Volusia County, racing for a great cause. You saw that interview there. Now, that was the first half of the interview. The second half of that interview will be tomorrow night between races in the same spot, just the second half. Plus, at some point tonight or tomorrow, we will drop a link where you can view that in its entirety. And so you'll be able to watch that at your leisure. But right now, we're getting ready to grid up for the second qualifying race. Now, so you're going to see some familiar names in this field. All of the drivers from the first race that did not transfer in are now in this race. This is the second qualifier. Not only are those drivers in this race, we have some new fresh drivers as well. So these drivers all trying to transfer in. Now, here's the thing. That first race, that 50-lap A main that we saw, 8 drivers from that field, the top 8 have been locked into tomorrow night's main event. Tonight, right here in this, we're going to work our way through to another 50-lap A main. That 50-lap A main will take the top 8 drivers and lock them in to tomorrow night. And then tomorrow, we do another round of last chance qualifiers, so these drivers can try to get in that last couple of spots for the big race. But right now, J Money, we are getting ready to grid up for this first heat of the second race. The same track, some of the same drivers. All of these drivers want to get into this race. Now, some familiar names, some new names here in this first heat. GJ Boydell going to start up front in the 0-14. Lance Ripka going to start in second. Steven Spies going to start in third. Kyle Moonen going to roll off in fourth. Terry Landis going to start in fifth. Steven Bixler going to start in sixth. Tom Taylor going to start in seventh. And Mike Cranmer and J Money Jason Anderson, according to this. Now, remember, Mike Cranmer was pretty quick in those races earlier this evening, but had some very bad luck, ended up getting involved in a very big crash and ended up flipping onto his roof in the B main and did not transfer over. So we're going to see, hopefully, Mike Cranmer can turn around some of that bad luck that the Cranmer family has been having tonight. I made a mistake of talking about all the good luck that Preston Cranmer had, and then the universe went ahead and smacked both me and him for even bringing it up. So we're not going to talk too much about the Cranmers right now, but we're getting ready to roll off. Now, here's the thing. Some of these drivers like Terry Landis, who is in this first heat, he got to watch that entirety of that first event. What do you think he's picked up here? What little notes, what little facts do you think he's going to be able to take with him into this event? He is starting much later. Some of these drivers have a lot more seat time, but he had some observation time.
Right, and that kind of goes hand in hand. Seat time doesn't always give you the full picture. I think the full picture of tonight would be, your track position matters, and it doesn't, especially matters now when the track is tacky. Everyone's racing these cars on a very even level. It's going to be really competitive out there, and so he's going to take that with him. Or I think all these drivers should be taking that with them. So fight early for that track position because, even by 8 laps, it's going to be hard to catch that guy around you and even harder to get around him.
That is so true. Pace truck now going down pit road. Green flag in the air. We are racing at Volusia County. 8 laps, 8 cars. This seems familiar, J Money, but already going out to the front is going to be that Boydell lost that lead. GJ Boydell, I believe that's Lance Ripka in the 125 who was able to get out to the front on that high side. When we talked to those drivers earlier, and you just said it, J Money, this track is tacky. It's so hard to pass. You've got to be aggressive and get out front right there up the track. The 24 car of Kyle Moonen get a little bump from behind. That was Steven Spies, it looked like. So Spies trying to work his way up. Remember, 3 drivers are going to transfer over to the A main from this heat.
I tell you what, is this Spies or Spies? I like the idea of Spies, but you're probably right. It's probably Spies. Anyway, oh man, that battle for third, the transfer spot is on fire right now. But I tell you what, if he just spent all, the last 5 races that he did trying to get in, now he's really got to get in, man. He's in a battle. That 55 machine is not going to just hand over this position. Oh, as they get together.
That's oh man, into the back bumper of the big crash in the back. That's the 24 of Kyle Moonen, and that's also going to be was that Steven Bixler?
No, that was Mike Cramner. What are you doing? Why do you do that to people?
They're still battling hard for this third position, though. That's GJ Boydell and Steven Spies or Spies, depending on how you want to say it. And they're battling hard. No, you're right, J Money. He just raced his way through to the A main and didn't make it. Steven Spies does not want to do that again. He wants to transfer in right now and be done with it. So much less racing. It's not nearly as fun when you have to do it a second time. 2 laps to go in this race, just 2 laps. And right now, Lance Ripka has pulled away. He is about 2 seconds up over the rest of this field right now as they come through turns. Number 4 there, white flag in the air just one more time around. Lance Ripka still out front. This battle here for this third position, though, they're both safe. I don't know why they're still battling so hard.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, that's when it shows you that these are just at-heart racers, man. These guys are here to win. Beat the guy in front of you at the very least. And, that's where it comes in at. I really think Steven realized that, we're both safe on that last lap. He went, I could tell just by how hard he was racing, he was ready to throw it in there, man. And he was like, you know what? If he gets jacked up, he gets jacked up. I'm winning this. Then he was like, oh, wait, it's the top 3 transfer. I'm good.
So your top 3 are going to be, that is going to be Lance Ripka, GJ Boydell, and Steven Spies. Will transfer Tom Taylor, Terry Landis, Mike Cranmer, Steven Bixler, Kyle Moonen all of those drivers going to have to keep on digging as we get ready to grid up for this second heat. Starting up front here in heat number 2, going to be the 86 car of Cody Castleman. Starting in second, going to be the 677 of Wayne Miller. Now, that is a racer's name right there, Wayne Miller. And that 677, a very dirt track-looking modified car. The paint scheme on that is on point, loving it. The 677 starts in second. Third, going to be Jeffrey Barker in the 513. And then fourth, going to be the 00 of Brennan Lacey. If that name is familiar, remember Brennan Lacey was very fast. He led a huge chunk of that A main and got dumped with just a few laps to go, crashed out, did not get locked in. He's got to do it all over again. Brennan Lacey here going to roll off in fourth. John Rayner going to start in that fifth position. Sixth going to be Roger Craig. Seventh going to be Jack Clevenger. Eighth going to be Gary Taylor, and ninth going to be the most handsome dirt driver this side of the Mississippi, Sugar Steve Roswick. Oh, wait, he's not racing in this race.
Oh, man.
All right, so these drivers, man, I look, Brennan Lacey's got a fast car. He knows he's got a fast car. He's a fast driver, but it's got to be a little bit disheartening, a little frustrating to lead all those, to transfer directly into the A main earlier, and then lead a good portion of that A main, and then just get taken out essentially with a bit of a miscommunication there on track. He ended up getting wadded up, that car destroyed, and now here he is in another heat race trying to transfer in. So Brennan Lacey, and the same goes for a lot of other guys. Jack Clevenger is another driver who was very fast but had some bad luck earlier on, and Gary Taylor as well. So we've got some fast drivers in this field who are doing it time number 2. So Cody Castleman, another driver, he did not have very good luck in that first race, but we'll see if he can change it here. These cars are all fixed up. We're ready to go racing a second time here. It's the second qualifying race, heat number 2 on the track, green flag in the air, and we are racing at Volusia County live on ESN. Cody Castleman and the 677 of Wayne Miller. Miller is going to get turned right in front of the 747.
God, right out of the gates, pandemonium. Oh, no.
Man, Roger Craig is hung up on the guardrail. John Rayner was involved in that. Jack Clevenger was able to squeeze through.
And the thing about these heat races, man, no cautions. We're hanging it out.
Yep.
Loud pedal down, baby.
Well, you know who the big loser in that whole situation was, J Money, and that was Brennan Lacey, who was caught in the middle. Now, his car did not get damaged, but he did get caught up in that because he lost a lot of ground. He is back to 5th. Cody Castleman, the 86 car, he was your leader. He got up into the outside wall in turn 3 and lost a bunch of positions. Now, Cody Castleman, who was safe before, not so safe right now, as he is battling with the 78 of Jack Clevenger for that transfer spot.
I tell you what, that's definitely the way the cookie crumbles half the time, man. Sometimes you just can't get a break no matter what happens. So Brandon Lacey definitely fighting an uphill battle here tonight. Jeffrey Barker in a real good spot here. He's got the lead, 4 laps to go. It's sitting pretty. I mean, we'll see if John Rainier can get away from this pack that he's in, but it's not looking too promising because Cody Castleman's doing a real good job about to get around him here on the bottom.
We're 3 battling 3 wide for this transfer spot. Your leader up there going to be getting into lap traffic. That's the 747 of Roger Craig. Has some damage. He's going to go to the high side of the track. But right now, eyes on this battle right here. 2 laps to go. And at the line, it was John Rayner, Cody Castleman, and Jack Clevenger as they battle. Now they're going to get together.
Oh, stuck on the inside, but that moves Wayne, or I'm sorry,
that
Jack.
Moves Brennan Lacey. Brennan Lacey is now in the transfer spot. Brennan Lacey, who was on the outside looking in, white flag in the air one more time around. He is now in second position. Jack Clevenger now in third. And Jeffrey Barker, way down the road, is going to come off of turn number 4, and he will see the checkers in the air. Jeffrey Barker going to win the heat race. But to the line, it's going to be Brennan Lacey and Jack Clevenger, second and third. Those 3 drivers will transfer directly to the A main. Wayne Miller, who got in that first lap altercation, was able to drive back to a 4th place finish. Not good enough to transfer directly in, but he knows he's quick, so that's good.
I can't believe that last race. This is heating up. I don't know what the difference is between last race and this race, but it is heating up. Like, this is no joke. Now, everyone, before you get, before the second heat turns up, I want you to find one of the ESN, yes, one of the ESN pages on Facebook. We have ESN Gaming, ESN Racing, the Esport Network. Find one of those races, no matter where you're watching this, find that. There is a link in the comments for the
the Grady Chandler.
The Grady Chandler. Oh, I'm so stuck on Brandon Lacey. That's all I think. But the Grady Chandler. There's a link in the comments there. Click on that. It takes you right to the donation page. Donate to the Stephen King Foundation, the Grady Foundation, all of that stuff. Make sure we're helping these guys out, helping the Steve King Foundation help out more drivers who are there to help out when they're needed.
Absolutely would be a great thing for everyone to do. So yes, definitely do that. Now, in terms of racing, heat number 3 on the track, and this is some more familiar faces and a couple new ones thrown in here. Joe Halter going to start up front in that top spot. Jeffrey Kemper going to start in second. Aiden Young going to roll off in third. And Ryan Beagle, the 84 car, going to start in fourth. Connor Ross going to start in that 5th position. Chase Hess going to start in 6th. Stephen Maurer going to start in 7th. Steven Fernberg going to start in 8th. And Brad Wright going to round out this 9-car field for an 8-lap go-around here. 3 cars will transfer. You know the drill. We're getting ready to go racing here. Heat race number 3 as the pace truck pulls down pit road, and we're getting ready for that green flag. It's in the air. We're racing here in a kind of a slow start as these drivers roll down the front straightaway and into turn 1. Very tight up at the front. Somebody up in the wall hard.
Steven Fernberg up in the wall. Took a hard shot, especially on that right front. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe a kid ran by and grabbed his steering wheel. That's happened to me before.
That does happen. Oh, on the front straightaway, the 767. That is Chase Hess on his lid. He rolls back onto his tires. He is going to go back to the pits. Tough start for the number 767 of Chase Hess as they continue to work. You said it earlier, Jay Money, no cautions in these heat races. You got to keep digging. You do not want to get in trouble. And right now, Joe Halter, Ryan Beagle, and Aiden Young, your top 3. Those drivers are safe. Connor Ross, Jeffrey Kemper, Steve Maurer, those drivers trying to transfer in and don't have so many laps, just about 5 more laps to go for these drivers as they work their way through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, a lot of hard racing here. And I tell you what, we proved it in that last heat race that, hey, if you fall off the wagon, if you're running 8th, there is no reason to stop. I mean, any lap, the whole top 5 of this field could wad it up, throw it into the fence, and all of a sudden you're back into that transfer spot. So, you have a bad run. As long as that thing ain't damaged, keep digging, keep going out there. You never know what's going to happen in this heat race, and it's too easy to pick up a transfer slot.
It is, and we saw that last race was a prime example of that. You saw Wayne Miller was dead last at the end of lap number 2 because he got caught up in an early crash. Come the last lap of the race, he's crossing in 4th place, very much close to the transfer spot. So you never want to give up. Things could happen, and things are heating up at the front here as the 22 of Joe Halter still in the lead. But Ryan Beagle, Aiden Young trying to mix it up for that second position. And they've got some real estate over the 44 of Connor Ross, who is looking for that transfer spot. But they're all safe right now, and this is one of those things as they cross the line. White flag in the air. They don't have to race so hard because all 3 of those drivers are safe. And I think they maybe have gotten the memo because they've toned it down just a little bit as they come through turn number 4 to the line. There it is, checkered flag in the air for heat race number 3. Joe Halter and Ryan Beagle, Aiden Young, your 3 drivers going to be your transfer spots. They will move over to the A main. Everyone else going to have to keep on digging.
Dude, I tell you what, these guys that are fighting nonstop, bumper to bumper, giving them the business, giving them a shot, that I'll tell you what, if it's me in the car, I'm not looking at position. I'm not looking at laps until I feel like it's the last lap. Like when I'm out there, I'm focused on hitting my marks, making sure I'm apexing correctly, and where that next car in front of me is, and I'm digging. So I think that's what a lot of this is. We're seeing that hard fighting up front until it gets about to the last lap. They see the white flag and they're like, all right, where am I at? Oh, crap, I'm good. I don't need to be fighting this hard.
You know the racer mentality. That's exactly what happened. I would guarantee it. So heat race number 4 here on the track, and I believe this will be our final heat race before we move over to the mains. And Chris Steele in that 80 car going to start on the pole. Chris Schaefer going to start on the outside of the front row. Dan Blau going to start in the 3rd position, and Tyler Berry, ESN's resident dirt racer, going to start in 4th. Had a tough night earlier. Let's see if he can turn that around right now. Daniel Vaught going to roll off in 5th. 6th going to be Preston Cranmer, who I am probably not going to talk about much because I don't want to jinx him any further. Donald Dory going to start in 7th, and Barry Goldner going to start in 8th position. 8 cars, 8 laps. J Money. We know how it goes, and this could be this is a real roll of the dice here. Any one of these drivers could be up front. I know that 07 car of Preston Cranmer is fast. That's all I'm going to say about it. So we're waiting to see that pace truck go down pit road here. Looking for the green flag here, and we're going to see how they start this. Kind of a late start, but an early go for the 80 car of Chris Steele, who gets a nice jump on the rest of the field. The 023 car, that is Chris Schaefer on the outside, going to lose a little bit of ground. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Tyler Berry in the 500. The 18 of Daniel Vaught get together. Very close down the back straightaway.
I tell you what, I can't believe they gathered that up because it looked like it really off-centered the cars. It looked like they really came unbalanced there. So great wheeling by both those drivers to keep those things going straight and not lose too much momentum. Didn't lose too much out of that.
Well, the big shuffle at the front was Dan Blau, who was able to get out in front of the rest of the field and slot himself in 2nd. So he is safely in that transfer spot. Chris Steele leading Dan Blau. But 3rd place, Chris Schaefer right now under some serious pressure from both Preston Cranmer and Tyler Berry and Daniel Vaught. Those 3 drivers want that spot. Is Preston Cranmer going to put a little door to him coming off of turn 2? Oh, big crash there. The 23 and the 18 get together. The 23 hit the opening there on the back straightaway, and it threw him back out on the track right in front of the 18 car.
Oh, man, yeah, I had the wrong frickin' things up right there. We missed that action. That was a good one. But, hey, green flag is still out. 4 laps to go. Chris Steele out front right now, leading in that 80 machine. Running the Canadians proud. Doing a real good job representing here in front of these guys.
That is right, Chris Steele. Now, down the back straightaway, something wrong with the 07 of Preston Cranmer. He was in that transfer spot. He is slow down the back straightaway, and it looks like he is going to bring it down pit road. Have no idea what happened to the driver of that 07 car, but that will put Tyler Berry in the transfer spot as we're going to come around and see the white flag this time by. Your leaders, Chris Steele, Dan Blau, going to come through turn 4. White flag in the air just one more time around. Not sure what happened to Preston Cranmer. Just slowed off at turn 2. That's like he lost power. Not sure. That was crazy. But Chris Steele, Dan Blau out at the front through turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag in the air. Chris Steele going to win this 4th heat race. So that'll be Chris Steele, Dan Blau, and Tyler Berry, your top 3. Those drivers will transfer to the main. That means our bud Tyler Berry has transferred straight to the A. That is a good start for the second part of his evening. I know he didn't want to have to do about 6 or 7 races.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I can't believe that. I don't know. I mean, hopefully we get a chance to talk to Preston because I don't think you can blow an engine off of a fixed setup. I mean, I don't think they put any scary gears in there or anything. So I'm not sure what could have happened there. I don't know. Hate to see that, but I'm glad for Tyler Berry to get that transfer spot for sure.
Yeah, not sure what happened here, but the C main out on the track. That is right, the C main. And we have got 12 drivers looking for about an 8-lap run here. 4 of those drivers will transfer to the B main. And Chris Schaefer in that 023 car going to start on the pole. Steven Bixler in the 75 going to start in second. The 747 of Roger Craig, who is a very competent driver, has had nothing but bad luck tonight. We'll see if he could turn that around. 747 car starts in third. Steve Maurer in the 888 car, that's the 888, starts in the fourth position, and Donald Dory will start in that fifth position. Kyle Moonen is slated to start in the sixth position, but he is not here. And John Rayner will start in the seventh position. Brad Wright rolls off eighth, and Preston Cranmer starts in ninth position. Jason Anderson will start in the 10th position. Sugar Steve Roswick will start in the 11th position, and Chase Hess will start in 12th. How on earth Chase Hess was starting behind us, who hadn't even turned a single lap, is well beyond my comprehension. But so we're missing a couple drivers from this C, namely Kyle Moonen and the ESN broadcast team. But
I'll tell you what, Chris Schaefer. I know you can't see it, Steve, because you're not in the booth, or you're not in the studio tonight. You're from the remote location. But Chris Schaefer has the most bro picture I've ever seen on his little picture for the name readout there, and he's now my hero. So I'll be honest with you, I'm totally biased. I'm here for bro Schaefer. Get it done, bud. Let's see that 023 get up front. Everyone else can kick rocks. I'm taking a biased side tonight, and I'm an 023 fan here tonight.
Well, that's not the 023. That's the Bro 23 car of green flag out in the air. And we are racing here. Chris Schaefer and Steven Bixler up at the front, still door to door. Bixler trying to use that outside line to get by. Here comes the 888 car. That is Steve Maurer. He is also on the outside trying to make it work. And the 747 of Roger Craig going to try to slot through the middle. Down the front straight away they go.
Wheeling and dealing, man. This guy is he's getting into my man. Easy now, easy. Roger Craig not holding anything back. He's definitely going for this here. As we see that, dude, that 7-7, dude, Chris Hess is really wheeling right now. He is throwing it in deeper and faster than anyone else. Like, I mean, man, he's got to be just pinching that racing seat.
Yeah, and he has got himself in a transfer spot right now. The 767 car of Chase Hess doing some great job. Remember, he got destroyed in that race earlier today and had to DNF. So he had a bad, rough start to the second half of this night. Well, and he had a rough start to the first half because he's here right now. So all in all, a rough night for Chase Hess in the 767, but looking great right now in that transfer spot as he tries to put some pressure on the back bumper of the 747 of Roger Craig.
I'll tell you what, that might be the wrong guy to be trying to rough up right now. Craig's looking like he's got his pants on fire trying to get around these guys. He's doing a real good job. But I'll tell you what, back here, we saw Brad Wright almost look like he got a little loose out there. So I don't know if that track is starting to slick up just yet, or if he's just kind of running the wrong line for what he could be doing right now. It looks like he's kind of changing that up. He's getting up there into that softer stuff, getting some grip laid down. We'll see if he gets some speed laid up. He's got a couple more laps to go, but I think it's going to take a Hail Mary shot because these guys up front are not having anything of it, man. These guys are letting it all hang out. And what happened to Chris Schaefer, man? My bro AF guy is running second here. He's still in swinging distance of Steven Bixler, so let's see if he throws some hands.
Well, white flag in the air. He's got one more lap to do it. The leader right now, Steven Bixler in the 75. Chris Schaefer in the Bro 23 car going to be in second. And right now, that shot for the transfer spot, these four drivers are all safe, but that's not going to stop Chase Hess, who wants to beat him back to the line. He will not do it. Roger Craig going to finish in third. Chase Hess going to be fourth. So Steven Bixler, Craig Schaefer, Chris Schaefer, Roger Craig, and Chase Hess going to be the four drivers who transfer. Preston Cranmer, Steve Maurer, Brad Wright, John Rayner, Donald Dory, Kyle Moonen. Myself and you will have to go over to the B main.
Yeah, figures.
Actually, only 15 cars in this B main, so it's going to be we didn't even make the B main, J Money. That's very unfortunate.
I'm a B main winning feller, dude. I'll tell you. I might not be A main stuff, but I got B main stuff written all over me. Yeah, I'll tell you what. This is some good stuff here tonight. Everyone, if you're tuning in on an ESN page, make sure you get over to the page's comments on Facebook. Well, I'm pretty sure we put the link everywhere. So if you find an ESN social media that's showing this video, look in the comments. They got the link right there so you can donate to the great cause. Donate to the foundation here so we can help out drivers that are in peril, that need our help. Everything helps out, whether it's $5, $10, $100, whatever you got. How much did you clear on taxes? Let me know, and we'll make sure we write that number in for you. We'll help you out.
Yes. And don't forget the cause of this evening. This is the Racing for Grady 150, Racing for Grady Chandler. And I want to give a shout out to Grady Chandler. Hopefully you're watching this. We're doing this for you, bud. We love what we're doing here, and this is for a good cause. Now, the B main out on the track. We're getting ready to go racing. Tom Taylor going to start out front. Wayne Miller going to start second. Connor Ross going to start third. Daniel Vaught fourth. Terry Landis going to roll off fifth. Cody Castleman sixth. Seventh, Jeffrey Kemper, Barry Goldner, Mike Cranmer, Gary Taylor, Stephen Fernberg, Stephen Bixler, Chris Schaefer, Roger Craig, Chase Hess. That is your B main. And 12 of these drivers will transfer, which is a significant portion of this field, if I'm doing my math correctly. So basically, these drivers just basically need to stay out of trouble and get to the finish, and they should be good.
I'll tell you what, I'm looking at Terry Landis here, and I feel like I know him. He's from California, and I've only been there once, like 10 years ago, so I probably don't. But the name's really familiar, so he's probably oh my gosh, car.
Daniel Vaught upside down on the front straightaway.
Oh man, yeah, is that a caution? No caution.
No caution. He was battling up into the outside wall, the 66. Heavy contact with some of those drivers up front, so some of these drivers might be battling a damaged race car, but right now, the 677 car of Wayne Miller has inherited the lead here. So out front is Wayne Miller, Tom Taylor second, Connor Ross in third, fourth going to be Barry Goldner. Now remember, 12 drivers will transfer from this race. So basically, these drivers got to keep digging, because if you finish in the final three spots, you just got to stay out of trouble here. If you aren't slap ass last, you'll transfer through. So we'll see how these guys work it. If you can stay out of trouble, you might have a good shot.
Yeah, that's one of the key things. First of all, you got to keep that car clean. You got to keep it rolling, and anything else can happen. So, if you lose that momentum, if you lose a few spots, don't get, keep your head or keep your nose to the grindstone wheel. Keep on digging out there. Keep building that consistency back up. That's the key. That's what's going to keep you up front. Because anything is going to happen with this group of leaders right here. I mean, especially, I'm looking at Connor Ross and Tom Taylor, all these guys right here. I think they're going to get a little turned up.
Well, and just a safety notice to our viewers watching at home. I do not recommend you put your nose to a grindstone. The nose is made of mostly soft tissue, and it will rip through your face, probably disfiguring you for life. So definitely don't do that. It's mostly a figure of speech. But right now on the track, they're working lap number 9, so just 2 laps to go. This track going quick. Now I'm looking back here at the transfer spot. That is Mike Cranmer in the, Chris Schaefer. Your buddy in the Bro 23 car is on the transfer spot. Behind him, Roger Craig, Gary Taylor, and Daniel Vaught. Remember, Daniel Vaught was on his lid. So these drivers wanting to transfer in. White flag is in the air. This is the last lap in this B main, as our leader, Wayne Miller, going to come off of turn number 4, and he will win the B main and transfer through. Tom Taylor going to finish second. Connor Ross in third. Barry Goldner going to finish in fourth. Terry Landis with a nice top 5. Jeffrey Kemper, Stephen Fernberg, Cody Castleman, Chase Hess, Stephen Bixler, Mike Cranmer, and Chris Schaefer going to be your transfers into the A main. And a quick 2-minute warm-up. So your buddy Chris Schaefer, the Bro 23 car, was able to transfer in that last spot. He is in the A main now. And Wayne Miller, the driver who we saw have a little bad luck earlier in his heat race, and just missed on that transfer, was the winner by quite a margin here in the B main. So he will transfer in as well as a good chunk of this field. So we have got a stacked field for this A main. And these drivers, Jason, all these drivers are hungry, right? Every single one of these drivers in this field has raced all night long trying to qualify for this race. Now, tomorrow we have some last chance qualifiers. And for those of you guys who don't know what an LCQ or a last chance qualifier is, it's literally in the name. It's your last chance to qualify for the race. And that's going to be a race tomorrow at 7. And some drivers will transfer from that race to the big race, the 150 lap race that we will be doing. But right now, these drivers, this 50 lap feature right here is going to be, it's going to be a big time, because we know how hard it is for these drivers to pass. We have all of these drivers are hungry, like I said, so we could see some big action in this, 3-4 wide racing as these drivers try to transfer. Because remember, in this race, this 50 lap race, the top 8 will be locked in to tomorrow's big race, the big 150 lap race. So if you finish in the top 8, you don't have to do anything else except rest and eat a meal and go to sleep knowing that you have nothing to worry about tomorrow, where the rest of these drivers are going to have to race their way in again.
Yeah.
Through this whole process to the LCQ.
It's a lot of racing, man. And what's awesome about dirt racing, because here on ESN, for all of the ESN viewers, we cover a lot of asphalt stuff, and asphalt stuff is normally just show up, qualify, race. So yeah, the heat racing is just built to just it's mainly built for a lot of people to show up. Like we're seeing here, a lot of people show up, and you got to go through the transfer process. You got to go through the heats, and that's what gets you into that main event. Because dirt races typically have a ton of cars, a ton of drivers show up, when asphalt racing usually has just enough cars to make that field. So that's kind of the difference here, and that's why the format's so different. But what's awesome is you get so many Cinderella stories, man. You get so many guys, out there racing with nothing, or guys out there that just had bad luck nonstop, and they got to race all the way through these mains and all the way through these heats, and they come out of nowhere and they make it to the A main, and to have that chance to do something is what makes that racing so awesome. So yeah, totally. For the guys that don't make it here tonight, their story is not over yet. They could show up tomorrow, 7 p.m. when we're going to start this show off again, and they're going to have one more shot to throw their hat in there and make something happen.
Well, they're getting ready for this last chance tonight before tomorrow. This 50 lap main, A main, and Brennan Lacey going to start on the pole in that 00 car. JG Boydell going to start. GJ Boydell going to start in second. Chris Steele going to roll off in third. Joe Halter going to start in fourth. Jeffrey Barker going to roll off in fifth, and Lance Ripka going to start in sixth. Seventh going to be the 84 car of Ryan Beagle. Dan Blau going to start in eighth, and ninth going to be Steven Spees. Starting in 10th going to be Jack Clevenger in the 78. Aiden Young going to roll off in 11th. 12th going to be Tyler Berry. 13th Wayne Miller. 14th Tom Taylor. 15th Connor Ross. Barry Goldner. Terry Landis. Jeffrey Kemper. Stephen Fernberg. Cody Castleman in 20th, Chase Hess, Steven Bixler, Mike Cranmer, and Chris Schaefer going to be your field. And remember, Chase Hess has raced basically every race tonight. He transferred from the C to the B to the A. We'll see what Chase Hess can do. Green flag in the air, and we are racing A main for 50 laps here. They're racing for Grady 150. This is the final qualifying race here for the Saturday night feature of this event. Tomorrow night will be a whole new day of events, but right now this will be your final main event. And off turn 4, it's going to be at the line Jeffrey Barker in the 513, Chris Steele in the 80, Lance Ripka. I'm not sure what happened to Brennan Lacey in the number 00 car, but he started on the pole and he is dropping back pretty quick.
Well, I'll tell you what, these guys are hungry. They're not holding anything back, and they're starting off early with getting what they can, while they're close to it. And that's what happened. Brandon Lacey just kind of got tripped up, and he got kind of bullied out of that spot, but he's getting right back into the fight.
Caution flag.
Oh, man, yeah, we're going to Take a quick look what happened. Jeffrey Kemper is a name that comes up on the list here. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, Kemper in the 181 gets together going into turn 1, spins it sideways, makes contact with Chase Hess in the 767. The 023 of Chris Schaefer and the 75 of Steven Bixler also involved in that crash. So didn't look to me like there was any super hard hits there, but a lot of moderate contact between those 4 drivers.
Yeah, no, that was I can't believe how many guys missed that. I mean, we saw Steven Kemper pretty much spinning around in front of what was left of half the field. And everyone was able to dip, dodge, dive, and duck and dodge their way out of that one.
Absolutely.
Oh, man. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people. A lot of people were able to dodge their way.
Most of them were able to get through. So right here, it's kind of a change at the front. Look, the guy who started in 5th is going to be in 1st. The guy who started in 1st is going to be in 5th. So a little bit of an inversion, a little shakeup here in the top 5. So Jeffrey Barker going to be your leader. Chris Steele going to be 2nd. Joe Halter, Lance Ripka, and Brennan Lacey, your top 5. Then it's J.G. Boydell. GJ, I don't know why I say JG. Just I'm thinking of JG Wentworth.
Yeah.
But they're not our sponsor, so I'm not going to talk. Yeah, no, we're not going to give them that. They don't sponsor us. If JG Wentworth wants to give us some cash now, I would be okay with that.
I'll tell you what, JG Wentworth, if you listen to anyone that knows anything about money, you don't want to forward on anything financial. So, yeah, total scam. Until they give us money, they're a total scam. When they want to sponsor us, that's the best thing to go with. Talking about sponsored, sponsor ESN. I'll tell you what, you message us on Facebook or call me straight up. I'll give you my number later. I'll hit you up I'll slide into your DMs. Beer, boobs, and big blocks koozies right there. So, hit us up for that. Green flag back out. We're back to racing, baby.
Oh, back up at the field. That was Aiden Young in the 69. He bicycled into turn 1 and got up into that outside wall a little bit, but he is going to keep on digging. That 69 car had a close call in turn 1. But Jeffrey Barker battling up front now with Chris Steele in that 80 car. Both of those drivers want to get in to this A-main tomorrow. They're racing not only for the bragging rights tonight, but the ability to not have to race anymore. These guys have been racing all night. Jeffrey Barker's been racing since 7 o'clock. Crash in turn 4. That was a big crash. Driver up on his lid.
That's got Terry Landis in it. I believe, Joe Halter was in that. A lot of big names, a lot of fast cars mixed up in that one. I think Chase Hess even got a piece of that.
Oh, yeah. Joe Halter, Terry Landis, the 44 car of Connor Ross was involved in that. The 181 went over. That was Jeffrey Kemper. I tell you what, these guys are, look, we talked about how hungry they are. They're trying to get into this race. If they're not in the top 8, they have got to keep racing tomorrow. Another hour and a half or more of racing just to try to get into a main race where you're going to race for an hour and a half.
Yeah. Dude, how many of these guys do you think are just kind of sandbagging because they know they got it? You know, maybe they know at any minute they could snap their fingers, be up front, transfer right in. But they just want all the racing, you know. They just want to get their money's worth. How many guys do you think are doing that right now?
I would be. That's what. Look, I'm getting my money's worth because I haven't started a single event yet. I think I've still scored points in this series. So, Sugar Steve, that good of a driver.
That's right. Roger Craig said we get bonus points, and if I'm not on the point sheets, I'm throwing a fit.
I'm going to be very
upset.
I'm going to pull the other drivers in the union, and we're going to talk about what we're going to do moving forward.
Yeah, we're going to pull a drivers union. That's what we need.
Sugar Steve wants his points. That's all I want in life is to be on the points. And if I finish dead last in points, then that's fine as long as I have my points.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until someone drops the word union, and then it gets all, it's all out the window.
All right, the pace truck about to go back down pit road. Jeffrey Barker, Chris Steele going to lead them down. Green flag in the air. We're racing again here. Working lap 12 of 50 here at Volusia County. To the bottom goes Brennan Lacey in the 00. We know he's fast. They're 3 wide for the lead on the bottom. It's Lacey on the top. It's Chris Steele in the middle. It is Jeffrey Barker as they go down into turn 3.
Oh, they're going to start mixing it up. They're going to mix it up.
Another caution back there. I don't know who that was. Oh, Aiden Young flipping down the front straightaway.
Aiden Young, yeah. Oh man, he's gonna whip that sucker around. I tell you, now that's the difference. That's what guys. Oh man, that thing is. But Aiden Young, I'm sorry, brother, but I think you're dead. But I think that one's ready for a hook. God almighty, he messed that thing up. That thing rolled and hit every corner that car had.
The 36 car of Barry Goldner gave no dams at that moment. He wanted to get out of that crash and just took the 69. That number 69 car of Aiden Young is trashed. He went for a flip. He took hard hits. That thing won't even. He's trying to get it back to the pits.
Oh man, you know what? That's all in a night of racing right there. That's, you know what? When you build a race car, you better know at some point you're gonna rebuild that same race car. Don't ever fool yourself. At some point. Oh no, what a hard hit! Yeah, he junked that thing. That's
he's still not done driving it. Aiden Young, he's like driving it on down pit road. I think he realized his pit crew said, "Bro, we can't do anything with it. It's junk."
Oh no! There it is.
Very tough deal there for the driver of that 69 car, Aiden Young, and Chris Steele has inherited the lead. Brennan Lacey will restart in second. Lance Ripka third. Jeffrey Barker back to fourth, and Ryan Beagle up to fifth. Steven Spees up from ninth to sixth, and Dale Blau in that number 17 car in eighth. Those 8 drivers currently locked in to tomorrow's main feature. Got to finish in the top 8 tonight to be safe tomorrow, or else you got to keep on racing. These drivers who like to race will see what they can do.
I'll tell you what, Sugar Steve, real quick, I sent you a very important email.
Email?
All right, yeah.
This must be important. Oh, green flag back out into the air. The 80 car of Chris Steele going to get out to a good jump there.
I'll tell you what. Oh, man, there's a big hold-up stack up on the inside line there. I think Jack Clevenger was the first one to kind of make it out of that. I don't know if Jack Clevenger kind of had a check up and that kind of choked the whole lineup, but that definitely spread it out the top 5 here as we are looking at Chris Steele running real good up here. Okay. So they just came out of the pits there. Oh, caution out again. Let's take a look here. Terry Landis maybe involved in this one.
Yeah, let's see what happened to Terry Landis there as he worked, it looked like, through turn 2. Going to get a little bump from Chase Hess. He's going to go up the track. And that could have been what brought it out. He did go for a spin there. No contact with anyone or anything. Except maybe the front bumper of Chase Hess.
I tell you what, Chase Hess is really having a rough night here. You can tell he knows he needs to get up front sooner than later. He's already been in one of these, A main kind of features here to make this transfer slot. Didn't make it that first one. He doesn't want to be racing in the LCQ tomorrow. So, I get it. There's a lot of pressure on that guy to make it happen. Make it happen right now.
Well, I'll tell you, there's 3 drivers who have raced their way through every event to the front of this A main, and that is Chris Schaefer, the 023, Chase Hess in the 767, and Steven Bixler in the 75. Those 3 drivers are the only drivers that have done every single race, and right now it looks like Chris Schaefer in the Bro 23 car in 13th is doing the best of them. We'll see. Look, it's fatiguing to race all night. I mean, you do anything for too long and it's going to start getting numb. So maybe some fatigue setting in with some of these drivers. We'll keep an eye on it. But Pace Truck about to pull onto pit road so we can go racing yet again in this 50-lap main, working lap 22. Green flag in the air. And we are racing yet again at Volusia County on the high side, though. That's Brennan Lacey with a great jump. We'll see if he could get that momentum off the outside down the back straightaway and secure himself into the lead. He will. Brennan Lacey into the front here. Chris Steele now to the bottom trying to get that spot back, but he is going to slot in there in second. Third place is Steven Spees, that 55 car doing well, but another caution flag out on the track. I am not sure. Oh, we've got a whole lot of cars over here. That is the 500 of Tyler Berry. We got a driver. We got a driver outside the track.
Oh no way. Tyler Berry, yeah, loops it around, gets another whack there. Let's see who else he caught up into that.
767 of Chase Hess got kicked outside of the track and tried to rejoin and jumped over the old guardrail. So 500 goes around. 767 hits him. He collects the 36 and the 14.
Oh man, he got chunked out. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
He
Took him a little.
Went for a ride, ended up outside the track. So that's interesting race. So Chase Hess has rejoined this race. He is sitting on pit road right now, and that is not what he wanted to see. And Brennan Lacey was able to get that lead before the caution came out, so he will be scored as your leader. Chris Steele in second, Steven Spees third, Jeffrey Barker fourth, fifth going to be Jack Clevenger having a good run after having a rough night so far. The 78 car has been fast, but just not had very good luck. So Jack Clevenger now with a nice top 5 run. GJ Boydell in the 014 car is going to be your 6th place driver. 7th going to be Steven Fernberg, and 8th is Wayne Miller in the 677. Those drivers are all locked in as it runs right now. You got to finish in the top 8 to transfer to be safe and locked in for tomorrow's A main.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. You gotta get up into that. I mean, you don't want to be racing all night tonight just to turn around and race all night again tomorrow night just for a chance to get in this thing. So you gotta make it happen now. Looking at those guys, I mean, you got Connor Ross, Terry Landis, Mike Kramer, Tom Taylor, a lot of big names ready to make something happen just out of that cutoff line.
Oh, green flag back out into the air. Brennan Lacey with a nice jump off the start. I think that was a single file restart there. And that's going to help these drivers out a little bit, but it's going to stretch this field out a bit more. So guys going to have to work hard to get those spots now. Chris Steele in the second position under fire right now from Steven Spees in the 55 on the outside. He gets a run off of turn 4 down into turn 1, and Steven Spees will steal that second position away from Chris Steele. The 513 of Jeffrey Barker now in tow.
This guy's doing a real good job here tonight. I'm loving how much these guys are digging, especially from the back. I mean, even in the back of the field here, no one's given up yet. 22 laps to go. This race is starting to wind down, but no one is pulling any punches at this point. You see a lot of mixing up. I'm waiting to see how many guys kind of figure out a new lane and figure out how to get around guys from this midsection here. This track is changing just enough. You're starting to see even that top groove starting to slick up. That's what we were talking about last race about an hour ago. That the same thing is starting to happen now. So look for these guys to start finding some speed.
Well, it's getting to that point of the night, J Money, where those bumps in turn 1 and 2 are really starting to become unearthed. Whoa, up at the outside wall. Who was that?
That was the 23. I'm trying to see.
Is that Chris? No,
it wasn't shit. I thought it said 23. It might have been 29 of Steven Fernberg.
Yes, it was.
Hard hit
Steven
there.
Fernberg hard into the outside wall. And it looks like he just... I don't know what happened there. It almost looks like no contact. It almost looked like something broke on that car.
Well, he might have turned left to try to get way into the cushion. And when he did that, it was just too much momentum that brought him into the outside wall there. You'll see. Let's see here if we can even slow it down. But that part of the fence actually juts out into the racing surface a little bit. And so I think when he took a jump to the outside, He didn't realize that right rear tire was going to catch that jet out in the wall. And before he even knew he hit it, he was already spinning around. There was nothing he could do on that one. So, unfortunately, I feel like that was a hard enough hit. That car might be totaled.
Well, and also the 70 car of Mike Cranmer came through and got collected as he came off the wall. So heavy. That was a secondary hit from Mike Cranmer that really got a lot of damage to both of those cars. So that could be the end of the night for both of them, as these drivers still look. We're at lap 33 of 50, still about 17 laps or so to go in this event, and these drivers, this race is a lot more feisty than the first A main that we saw. They were a little bit longer green flag runs, but these guys, man, I was saying it, they're hungry. These guys want to transfer in. They're done racing for the night. They don't want to have to keep racing, so they're getting aggressive. These drivers just want to get inside that top 8 and call it a day. And right now, your 8th place driver is the 84 car of Ryan Beagle. He will be in that transfer spot, so keep an eye on that driver in that 8th position. But the pace truck now, lights are off. He is pulling down pit road. Green flag in the air. We are racing again. Brandon Lacey with a great jump there from the start line. And Steven Spees in second, going to lose a little ground to our leader as Chris Steele in that 80 car, the 513 of Jeffrey Barker. They're all in line, and they're followed by the 78 of Jack Clevenger as they go down into turn number 3.
Tell you what, GJ Boydell's made a real good rebound from that incident that he had earlier in the race. And same thing with Lance Ripka. We've seen him kind of struggle in those heat races, but kind of make his way through this whole thing. So let's see what that 125 can do for sure as these guys start coming back up. Wayne Miller, also a real fast car. He's up 6 positions from where he started. 7th now, and he is up there digging. Oh, man, threw a slide job in there and made a stick. That's the ballsy moves.
GJ Boydell and him made contact there with that slide job off of turn 2. That was a bold move, and he made it work. So give Wayne Miller that 6th position. He is currently safe right now. The driver on the bubble is still Ryan Beagle in the 84 car. He has got Lance Ripka and Dan Blau right behind him, so he wants to get as far away from them as possible. Caution flag out on the track. I'm not sure who would have brought that out. That is the 86 and the 23 car.
No, my bro AF Schaefer. Ah, man, and that wasn't even really
That was just a frustrating. They just like got locked up there. That's worse than a crash because they're not really damaged. But they just got locked up.
Yeah,
and it's really easy to get locked up with these open wheel cars there.
Yeah, that was the deal there.
Yeah, and so luckily for Chris Schaefer and Cody Castleman, not a lot of damage to those cars, but they will be at the back of this field now. As just to catch you up here, we have a couple drivers out of the race. Joe Halter is still on the track. He is 3 laps down, turning laps after a big crash in turn 4. Chase Hess, the 767 car, he has retired from this race. Aiden Young has retired. Steven Bixler, Jeffrey Kemper, all those drivers out. Now, we have 19 cars on the lead lap. The last driver on the lead lap will be Cody Castleman after that altercation there with Chris Schaefer. So, at the front, not much has changed. It's still Brennan Lacey in the lead. Steven Spees in second. Chris Steele third. Jeffrey Barker fourth. Jack Clevenger in fifth. Wayne Miller sixth. The GJ Boydell. I want to say JG.
I know.
GJ Boydell and Ryan Beagle. That is your top 8. Those drivers are in the transfer spots. Keep an eye on that. The bubble right there. That bubble is that 8th position because the 9th place driver is going to want 8th because that means he's done racing until the A main tomorrow. So keep an eye on those drivers as we get ready down. Look, less than 10 laps to go here in this A main. We're getting down to the nitty gritty. Does anybody have anything for Brennan Lacey, or is this in the bag for him? Green flag out, and we are racing again here at Volusia, and another great jump there by Brennan Lacey to the front. Although Steven Spees this time was anticipating it, the two of them get a good jump on the rest of the field.
If anyone's got anything for it, it's Spees. We've seen him so competitive all night long. and that's stretching all the way from 7 o'clock earlier tonight. So he knows what to do with that car, and he could really turn the heat up on Brandon Lacey. Let's see if he does it. He's getting a lot of momentum from that high side. I really like how well he's using it, although now that the track is slicking off, like we talked about earlier, the bumps are starting to come in. So he's losing that run. And now we see him dive down to the bottom while Brandon Lacey jumps to the top. Everyone's looking for grip. Everyone's looking for speed right now in these last 7 laps.
Everybody is searching around. We got drivers all the way at the bottom, all the way at the top, and everywhere in between right now. And I got my eyes on the 8th position. That's Ryan Beagle in the 84, and he is battling with the 125 of Lance Ripka. He is battling with G.J. Boydell, and he is battling with a bunch of other drivers to stay in that spot. Lance Ripka now down, Connor Ross now down, Ryan Beagle up. So on the bubble now is G.J. Boydell in the number 014. We're coming down to just a few laps. This is a whole lot of cars, J Money, about 6 cars right around the transfer spot.
Yeah, I tell you what, we'll get the camera. If I can get the camera guy to look over there, my God. All right, there we go. You're right. It looks like a hornet's nest erupted over here. We got cars everywhere. We even got Tyler Berry back up in the mix, and he beat the damn bars off of that thing earlier. So good job on him getting up in the mix. 4 laps to go. Who knows who's going to transfer out of this group right now? Anything can happen. And I tell you what, these guys are hungry enough to make something happen.
That is 100% correct. Your leader, Brandon Lacey, still way out front. Steven Spees in second. Jeffrey Barker in third. But we're watching back here. This transfer spot is heating up right now. It's Connor Ross in the 44 now. This is almost like a speedway race. You got drafting, comers and goers, people getting hung out to dry. Everybody wants that spot right now. And we'll see who has it at the line as they go by this time. This time it's G.J. Boydell in the 014 has that spot. 2 laps to go now as we get ready to decide who will win this race now. White flag will be in the air for our leader, Brennan Lacey, just one more time around as he has sailed off into turn number 1 by himself. I'm still back here watching this transfer spot, though. Very, very close.
Bodell ended up getting into Clevenger, I believe. So these two are already mixing up the bumper. Couple more turns left.
Your winner going to be Brennan Lacey coming to the line. It's going to be a big crash for that transfer spot.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know who has scored yet.
So according to this, Brennan Lacey will be your winner. Second place, Steven Spees. Third, Jeffrey Barker. Fourth, Chris Steele. Wayne Miller in fifth. Nice top 5 for Wayne Miller. Sixth will be Ryan Beagle. Seventh is Jack Clevenger. And the final transfer spot will go to Connor Ross in the 44. Tyler Berry will miss out just a little bit. G.J. Boydell will miss out. Lance Ripka, Dan Blau, Terry Landis. A lot of fast drivers have a lot more racing to go tomorrow night.
I tell you what, man, to beat Tyler Berry right now, I mean, the smallest violin in the world is playing just for him right now. I mean, he had everything right there in front of him. Am I right? It was the top 8, right?
Did.
Okay, I'm just making
top 8.
I'm just making sure I'm not giving him too much trouble, because I'm going to give him a whole bunch of crap when it comes around to Tuesday night. I'm going to make sure he remembers he did not make the Saturday night transfer slot.
Well, I've got our race winner right here, Brennan Lacey, and I've got some words for him. Brennan Lacey, Sugar Steve up in the booth. You got me, buddy?
Sir, got you.
All right, Brennan, here's the thing. You have probably got the Cinderella story to tell, because you started this night in the A main up at the front, and you led almost every single lap. You got dumped a little bit there. You missed out and had to start over from scratch, but at least you've come back in the second A main and won the thing. How do you feel about that?
First race was definitely a little bit of a disappointment. I mean, I was running up there strong. I don't think I got anywhere further back than second, and thought I was real solid there. 8 laps left. I was like, I'm going to lock into a top 8. Whatever happens, happens, because I knew everyone was there. And that just comes with the fixed setup. But then that happened, and happened to come into the next race. It's like, just let me hit the same points that I hit in the first race. I know what the track's going to wear in like, and I went with it. And luckily, we were able to put this Velocity Race Designs Vanderbilt race car, do it for Grady car in the winter circle for him.
Yeah, you did an excellent job. Now, having to do it all over again, did that As a racer, did it excite you? You got to race more? Was it a little disappointing? Like, man, I was just in that spot and now I got to start from scratch. I mean, what kind of mindset did that give you going into the second half of this event?
Kind of a frustrating deal, just since I've got actual in person, in real life racing, being able to see it there, but having that first race and just knowing that's 50 laps and you're 8 laps away from getting it done. And then something happens and, you got to start over and do everything again. You got to run the heat and all that. And it showed in the heat race. I was kind of upset with it still and made some contact, which I didn't mean to do on purpose in the heat race, and was able to get out of that. But it's definitely a different mindset.
Well, Brendan, you did a great job. Now that you are officially locked into tomorrow's race, does this give you a little bit of confidence going in? You know you have a fast car. In fact, you have proven twice tonight that you have probably one of the fastest cars on the track. So that's got to give you a little bit of a good feeling going into tomorrow's main event.
Yeah, I'm real confident. Car's real stable. I can run it bottom, middle, top, put it anywhere I want. The track's going to get different. 150 laps going to wear it in, and grooves are going to change, but I look forward to seeing 2, 3, maybe even 4 wide racing if we get to it.
Oh, that would be great. Brendan, do you have any shout outs you want to give here on ESN? Congratulations on that big win.
Got to give a big shout out to Vanderbilt Race Cars. Them boys, a phenomenal team to run with. Jesse and Brandon Schultz, Jeff Fitzpatrick, Kyle Moonen, Steven Goldner, JP Paulson, Lane Snook. I mean, them boys, really fun team to run with. And just a huge shout out to Ross Carenta at Velocity for getting this Do It for Grady car complete for me within a day's notice, and being able to put a show on for him.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Great job, Brendan. We will see you tomorrow for that big main race. Good job tonight. Thank you. Brendan Lacey, almost your winner 2 times tonight. He missed out the first time, but makes up for it the second time. Now I've got our second driver here, and we're going to get to the bottom of something. You got me, Steven?
10-4.
All right, my first question for you, is it Steven Spies or Steven Spies?
It is Spies.
Yes! I am 2 for 2 on broadcast and name.
Change it to Spies.
Look, J Money, I know you don't want to admit it, but I am a pro through and through. All right, Steven Spies, you made that 55 car look fast tonight. You had to do a lot of racing here tonight. You part of that the first racing earlier this evening, and you just missed out in that A main. You had to come back and do it all over again, but you raced your way to that second position. How hectic was it back there? It looked like that from second, third on back. It was chaos. 3 and 4 wide racing.
Yeah, the first half of this second race tonight was it was real close racing and real tight. So, just kind of trying to bide time and let other people sort their own messes out and just see where I could kind of pick off a place here and there. Just being patient, and seems like it worked. I don't feel super fast in these, so happy to get whatever I can.
I mean, you made it look really good, and now that you finished inside the top 8, you are locked in to tomorrow's big race. So that's got to feel pretty good there, Steven.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, that's the goal, right? I thought I was kind of right on the bubble the earlier race tonight. Most of the feature, I think I was bouncing between 6th and 10th, maybe. I thought I was going to end up in probably 8th place, and kind of got jostled around a bit, so I had to give it another go. So a much better result this time.
Yes, much better indeed. And that's got to give you some confidence, out of all of the drivers that were in this second part of the night, I'd say probably 38 or 40 drivers or so. And you ended up second out of the group. So that's got to feel pretty good going into tomorrow's main.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I don't drive these a lot. I don't feel particularly fast in them, so just happy to be in the show. Really, it doesn't really matter where I finish or anything. It's just enjoy being part of the effort. Trying to raise some money. Hopefully, we've got some people out there watching that chip in, give 1, 2, 5, 10, $50, whatever you can. Help a guy out that can really use it.
Yes, that would be great. So everybody at home, make sure that you donate to the cause that is for racing for Grady Chandler. And I want to thank you, Steven. You did a great job. Any final shout outs before I cut you loose?
Yeah, really, I just want to say thanks to the G-Force League for doing this, multiple times through the year, putting something together that's fun for all of us to kind of have a non-points night while we're trying to do something good for somebody. So I just think that's a great part of this league.
It is a great part of this league. Thank you so much, Steven. Great job tonight. We will see you tomorrow. Good luck in that main tomorrow.
Appreciate it. Maybe we'll get lucky and talk to you again.
Hey, that'd be great. Maybe we'll go ahead and talk to Steven Spies one more time tomorrow. Good luck, man.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. That was your second place finish. Now I got our third place finisher. Maybe. Jeff Barker, you got me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, Jeff, you had to race your way through a couple of times. You raced that first earlier race you raced here tonight. Now, I just realized something. Brennan Lacey, Steven Spies, Jeff Barker, you three at the top of this chart, you raced in that earlier event at 7 o'clock earlier. So this is your second go-around. How much did that help getting that extra seat time, getting that extra track time, and becoming more successful and getting into that A main?
I think it helped with the confidence. The everybody's lap times went down significantly for qualifying. I noticed like a good 10th and a half for just about everybody. So I think everybody improved really.
Well, yeah, and the weather was a little different here. The track a little bit different as well, but also a little less cars, so the track wear a little different than it was at the beginning. But did you have any particular challenges here? You started near the front, you finished near the front, but there was a lot of chaos behind you. From your perspective, Jeff, what sort of struggles did you have to overcome tonight?
I made a couple of mistakes and got myself out of first and got knocked back there to, I think, fifth at one point. But once I figured that out and decided to stop making those same lines and got by the jumps in turn 2 were killing me a little bit. So once I figured out what to do there, it was a lot easier.
Yeah, those bumps were really coming through over in turns 1 and 2, especially after the track started to slick off. The end of these races were getting a little bit Dukes of Hazzard like over there. I don't know if it was as dramatic for you as it looked for us, but from my camera angle, you guys were basically catching air over there.
That's what it felt like. It really felt like we're getting air at a couple spots.
Well, so Jeff, you did good. You're locked into tomorrow's race. That's got to feel good. That's got to be good. What kind of notes are you taking over to that A main tomorrow?
Just got to watch and make sure I know when to change lanes. I changed lanes just a little bit later than I should have tonight. I should have went maybe 2 laps earlier, and I might have been able to pull second. But I just got to watch that. When that bottom becomes ripe, you got to go. And I thought about it for a little bit too long. So I'll just make sure I make my lane changes when I need to.
You got some good notes going into tomorrow's main. All right, Jeff, do you have anybody you want to give any shout outs to before we cut you loose?
Just, G-Force Racing for putting this on, and all of our sponsors. We had a lot of support from Michigan Speedway and A&J Custom Creations, Gambler Motorsports, and Spartan Motorsports for helping televise this thing there this weekend. So yeah, it's top up. Thanks to those guys for helping us out.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Good luck tomorrow. Hopefully we talk to you then. Go celebrate this nice top 3 finish and have a good rest of your night.
All right. Thanks. You guys too. Have fun.
Thank you. That's Jeff Barker, your third place finisher. All right, J Money, that is one night in the books. Boom. We're going to go ahead and close that chapter. Tomorrow, we do it all over again. So for those of you guys at home who enjoyed tonight's racing, we're going to do it again tomorrow night. We're doing it for the same cause, still the same event, the Racing for Grady 150. We are racing to raise money for Grady Chandler, the driver of that wingless USAC sprint car who was so seriously injured in that crash and trying to make a comeback, trying to get rehabilitated. And that's something that drivers that's the dark side of racing that a lot of drivers don't want to think about, and they don't want to have to face it. But at the end of the day, racing is a very cruel mistress, and it has no favorites. It happens sometimes, and you got to have a good safety net for these drivers to help rehabilitate and help them out when things get bad. So we're definitely doing this for a good cause. Racing is all one big family, so definitely feel like you should donate even a little bit, a lot. It doesn't matter. Just reaching out to help these guys makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, no, it's a big game changer. That's definitely what the world needs right now. We need more, people looking where to help. Instead of just worrying about oneself. So yeah, awesome cause. And I don't know about you, Steve, but I am generally excited with how tonight went. I can't wait for tomorrow. I know that me and you are working on a weekend, and usually that is like That's taboo. We don't speak about the weekends unless we're meeting up for drinks or something. So the even fact that we put this together, this came to fruition and we were here on a weekend is one thing, but I'm impressed. I'm excited. I loved it. This was an awesome show. This was hard racing. This was true racers. I mean, how many weekends have we done something where we're like, man, that was fun. This was an awesome show. I had a great time. All these people are amazing, and I can't wait for tomorrow to finish this thing up and see who's gonna be the champion of this thing, man.
Yeah, this is at the beginning of tonight at around 7:05, I told you to pick out your favorite driver and see how far he's able to make it through the night. Now, I want to know, did your favorite driver make it to the A? Did he end up on the back of the flat, bud? Pick your driver, and we're going to do it again tomorrow. We got, if your favorite driver did not transfer through, don't worry. We have another opportunity tomorrow at 7 o'clock. We will be doing the last chance qualifiers. These drivers will have one more opportunity to try to race their way in to the final A main tomorrow. And that's going to be 8 drivers who will be able to get their one last opportunity to make it to the A. But the 8 drivers here were able to lock themselves in, and the 8 drivers from earlier. So we've got 16 drivers locked in. Everybody else is going to have to do some dealing. And we had, J Money, about 73, 76 drivers trying to make this. So it's going to be interesting who comes back tomorrow, is able to get those cars fixed up and tries to race their way back in one more time here at Volusia County. Now, we want to thank you for joining us. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. Keep an eye out there in the comments. Remember, there is a link to that interview with from the Pitside podcast with Grady Chandler. So if you didn't catch that in its entirely earlier, you can click that link and watch it there, or join us tomorrow. The second half of that interview will be played in between the races, so you'll have another opportunity to check that as well. Join us right back here on ESN tomorrow night at 7 o'clock Eastern time for the last chance qualifiers, and the main event will be at 9. So tomorrow night, we got a whole lot more racing for you right here on ESN. We want to thank you for joining us here tonight. I am Sugar Steve Roswick. That guy over there, that's J Money Jason Anderson, and we want to thank you for joining us. We will see you right back here tomorrow night. Have yourself a good Saturday evening.